What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, guys. Y'all know what time it is. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk live daily. Back again. Friday. It's Friday. We get the weekend. Weekend's coming around. Everybody who's working, I know you guys are glad. It's time for that weekend rest. Got some fights going on. UFC cranking. Sports is coming back. Everything's looking good. So, today's topic, guys, is the 147-pound division. So, it's live. It's live, and it's a lot to talk about. And I actually talked about a little of this on the donut shop this morning. And I'm keeping the donut shops, less time. I went over a little bit. I want to keep them like 15 minutes or less. I kind of went over on that. But anyway, Tay Powell in the building. What's up, son? Hey, when this live is over, son, call me or message me. I need to talk to you about something. Anyway, Eric in the building. What's good with you? Let me do this too. Let me put the link in the chat. Because y'all know 4 on the panel, and sometimes we always get like a few people back there. All right, guys, let me drop this link in here right quick. I forgot to put it in. Yeah, got our food from yesterday. All right. There we go. See what we got up here in the building. I see you guys stepping in. All right, there it is. Sorry about that. I had to put that link in the chat before we started. Boom. All right. So, link in the chat for anyone who want to join today's discussion. Eric, it's been a while, man. Click that link. I want you up here for today's discussion, bro. Chin Smoke in the building. What's good with your Chin Smoke? Fred Hazard in the building. What's up, Fred? What's good with your fam? Ferd Hazard. Sorry, Ferd. Anyway, 147-pound division, guys. It is live wire, but we got a lot of stuff going on. Eric, what's up with you, bro?
Yeah, what's good?
What's good, man? How you been?
I've been good. I've just been decorating. I'm moving house. So I've been decorating. I haven't been on for a while.
Oh, wow. Y'all moving in during this time?
No, I've got a place. I've got a new place, so I'm just decorating. That's all.
Oh, okay. All
Before I move, so that's it.
Carlos Mendoza in the building. What's good with you? Jose Yepes. What's up, Jose? So, did you get a chance to read the description, Eric?
Yeah, I did.
All right, good. I appreciate that because I've been getting guys coming up here and they don't know what we're talking about. And I'm like, bro, it's right in the description. All you gotta do is read the description. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna talk about the 147-pound division today. And I don't know if you was on the donut shop this morning, but I did read donut shop Jefferson this morning, and I dug into this a little bit, but I wanted to talk about this today for Speak Your Mind Sports Talk Live Daily, so I didn't dive in too much, but we're going to dig in a lot, talk about every guy, and, there's a lot of implications with this Pacquiao Crawford situation arising, because, a while back, Pacquiao's team said they wanted no parts of Crawford or Spence. So basically, we're looking at Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia, or someone else. Remember, is Danny going to fight him? Is Mikey going to fight him? That's what it was all about. And then it was a lot of Pacquiao fans that were saying, why the hell should Pacquiao have to go through Spence and Crawford? And those two should fight each other. And Pacquiao should be the guy that stands last to go for 4-belt undisputed. So a lot of people felt that way too. But now there's discussions about Pacquiao actually fighting Crawford.
Yeah, I don't agree with that though. I don't agree with that the other two should have to fight each other so Pacquiao can get. Pacquiao's a legend, don't get me wrong, but if you want 4-belt undisputed, you've got to be beating those guys anyway. So you can't just wait so one can knock each other off, and then you go and take a fight with a winner. No, because you beat Keith, and we know Keith ain't there no more. We know he ain't there no more. And Earl and Bud are the best two in the division. So if you go beat one of them, then you get the other one, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that's true. But then there's another scenario to that where people are saying, and people feel that Pacquiao's done it all. You know what I mean? As the older guy, why should he have to go through Spence, then Crawford, then Pacquiao? I mean, well, he went through Thurman, then Spence, then Crawford, because essentially that's what he would be doing. If Pacquiao took the Crawford fight and say he won, then he takes the Spence fight. That means he would have went and fought each champion to achieve that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. The oldest guy, the guy who's been through the most wars, who's taken the most punishment, who's accomplished way more than all of them, why is he the one in the welterweight division that has to go through from guy to guy to guy?
You know what?
These younger guys should get in there and mix it up with each other.
I agree with you. But that will also show how soft these younger guys are, because Manny Pacquiao has been through everyone in his era. He's been through everyone. He's fought everyone in his era, in the era before, and in this era. If he's doing it in this era and these young guys ain't doing it, it will show them up. Because who's fought Keith apart from Sean Porter? Who's fighting Keith?
Right, yeah. I mean,
Earl ain't fighting Keith. Bud ain't fighting Keith. So he's gone in there and fought Keith. Bud and Earl ain't fighting each other. That fight doesn't look like it's going to happen. So Manny's going to have to fight one of those guys, in my opinion, because we ain't no closer to getting a Bud and Spence fight. We ain't closer to getting that fight.
Right. Well, here we go. And that's part of today's discussion, because Manny Pacquiao in this situation, hold on for a second. Boxing Monster in the building. What's good with your Boxing Monster? My man Tim Dub done stepped up in here. What's good, Tim Dub? Queen Lisa, what's up, Lisa Bales? Lisa Bales in the building. So here's the thing, though, Eric. Now, Pacquiao, and if the Crawford fight is made, we expect Manny Pacquiao to win that. I mean, Terence Crawford to win that fight. Some people are actually already calling Manny Pacquiao the winner. They feel like Manny Pacquiao is going to upset Terence Crawford. And it's really not too far-fetched, but just under the assumption that Terence Crawford wins this fight, right? That means that Spence has nowhere else to go. Yeah, he says that he wants to move up. So if Bud Crawford goes in there and he beats Manny Pacquiao, I think we do get the fight in 2021, because where else does Spence go? There's no more Pacquiao to fight. Pacquiao will potentially retire after that loss to Crawford. He'll have nothing else to do, nothing else to prove. And there's no one else. Spence is fighting Danny Garcia next. So if he makes it through that fight, there's nothing else for him. And he just came up on 2 interviews here recently. And the only 3 fights he mentioned prior to moving up to 154 is Manny Pacquiao, Bud Crawford, and Danny Garcia. So if Bud Crawford and Manny Pacquiao get in there and mix it up, that eliminates one of those guys. So you have to fight the other one, then move on. So see, this is like this fight is kind of a good thing. It's bittersweet, so to speak.
Yeah, and my point on that is is echoing that, because we don't see Bud and Spence fighting each other anytime soon. Manny's only getting older, so if he's holding out for Bud and Spence to fight each other, that just means years added onto his career, which he's already an old guy. So how long can he wait for a Bud and Spence fight? because hey, we ain't going to get it this year. It's a very small chance we'll get it next year. So he'll be looking at 2022 or the end of 2021 to get either an undisputed fight with one of those two guys. That makes Manny another couple of years older. So I can't see it happening that's why I'm saying that Manny more or less has to go into one of those fights with one of those guys in order to force an undisputed fight for him to have one of those.
Yeah, I feel you. Charles D in the building. What's good with you, fam? Get this Smoke stepped up on the panel. What's up, Smoke? How you doing today, fam? All right, Smoke always starts the day off with technical issues. Carlos Mendoza said, it's crazy how it's 2020 and we're still talking about Pacquiao fighting the best fighters around. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, amazing.
I agree.
Amazing career this guy's had, you know.
Unbelievable.
To be this far along and we're still talking about Pacquiao, like, you know, he could be at this point a gatekeeper or something or another. You know, that's usually by this point in the career where the guy's a gatekeeper if they're still sticking around. But Pacquiao's actually in the conversation. He's no gatekeeper. Hawks and Muskets, PEDs are the world's inventions. And yes, Viagra is a PED. Yeah, Cialis and Viagra's PED. That's how John Jones got caught, remember? The Pico brand. What's up, Smoke?
Yeah, what's good, Smoke?
Hey, good morning, everybody. How's this now? Is it better?
Yeah,
you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. Peace, everybody. What's up, Eric? What's up, D? What's up, chat? Another blessed week that come to the end, and I'm excited. Let's talk about these welterweights. That's my division.
Right, yeah, right. That's what we talk. Hey, real quick, congratulations, Tim. That's huge, bro. That's huge. Tim says no cigarettes, 33 days, bro. He says I'm still partially sane. Hey, man, but that's a huge achievement, bro. That's a huge achievement. Cigarettes is crazy trying to quit those things. Crawford versus Spence for undisputed if they can keep winning. Yeah, man, it's going to be a forced situation. So, Smoke. Did you hear what we were talking about concerning Pacquiao? Did you read the descriptions today, Smoke?
Today, well, I got my dual screen happening, so I can actually just pull it up right now. Yes, you're saying the 147-pound could get really interesting, and I heard some of the comments about Pacquiao, not all of them.
What's up, Raider? All right, well, basically, you know, what I was saying is that Pacquiao going to fight Crawford, if this fight is made, that kind of forces the situation for 4-belt undisputed, because Spence said there's only 3 fights he's pretty much, you know, interested in taking before he moves to 154. And that's Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, and Terence Crawford. Well, if Crawford and Pacquiao go and take each other out, no matter which of them wins, after Spence fights them, the move is to 154, win, lose, or draw. So this kind of forced that situation for 4-belt, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think it's by force. I think it's by design. I think that all parties involved wanted this to happen along these lines. I mean, I'm sure that Spence would rather have the Pacquiao fight and give the Porter fight to Crawford. But I think the essential idea between both camps was that the two guys would have 2 belts and then fight for undisputed. I think that's what they've been doing this for years. I wasn't one of these guys who are saying this guy's ducking or that guy's ducking. I think they've been playing the public for fools.
Yeah, when Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman, I don't think that was in the plans, because you got to remember, and I just spoke about this, I don't think he was on yet. When Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman, his team said they wanted no parts of Crawford and Spence, and this is why he was pursuing Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia. So I don't think that was in the plans, because Pacquiao didn't want no part of them. And plus there was the situation going on where a lot of Pacquiao fans and analysts, you know, sports channels such as myself, felt it ain't right for Pacquiao to have to go beat Thurman, go beat Crawford, and then go beat Spence, because he's 47 years old. Like, why the hell should we have to go beat Thurman, then get in there and fight with Crawford, then get in there and fight with Spence. Let's say if he wins, that's a bullshit setup. So the idea should have been Spence and Crawford could fight first, and then get in there with Pacquiao. I mean, those were ideas about a lot of fans. With Pacquiao's team saying they weren't interested, I don't think that was in the design. I think that it kind of ended up this way.
No. I mean, you have to understand that. I mean, that's the way it ended up with the personalities involved. But when you have to remember that Crawford got the belt that Pacquiao used to have. When they came up with this idea, Pacquiao wasn't the champ, but Pacquiao worked himself way into this conversation. But what I'm saying is the two camps between Spence and Crawford, they wanted to have a situation where it was 2 belts versus 2 belts to make the fight big, right? So they thought that both guys would build their name up to make the fight as big as possible. But it seemed as though it was only Spence that was doing it. But now it seems like it's a little bit more even, and you get Pacquiao back.
Yeah.
So
it sounds good, but because of the reason I just mentioned. But here's something else, Smoke. Here's something else that I don't really support both of them having 2 belts in fighting, because when Spence and Crawford met long ago, and everybody made such a big deal out of it, when they got in there and got in front of each other's face, Spence said, "Then I'm going to clean out this side," which he was talking about all 3 belts, and then go get Crawford. Even back then, it wasn't no 2 belts, and then clash. I'm saying that this situation has happened. This situation has unfolded, and that's what makes this whole thing so interesting. I don't think that this was planned in any way, because
no. Like I'm saying it.
I don't think that this was planned in any way, because when Spence and Crawford initially met and they were going back and forth with each other, betting $1 million on the fight and everything, they say he was going to clean out the PBC side. So that was 3 belts that he had planned to clean out from the beginning. It was never 2 belts, and then we meet for 4. And with Pacquiao's team, it damn sure won't 2 belts, and they meet for 4, because they felt those 2 should fight first. I think situational. This is a situational thing. I don't think this was planned, bro.
No. Like I said, I mean, so maybe by design, and there's also by desire, right? So there's the design and there's the desire, and I think the desire was to have a particular situation happen, and then they did their best to make sure that that's what happened. And it just so happens that it's shaken out the way that the way that they wanted it to shake out, right? But at the beginning, I don't think it was an issue about whether or not it was Pacquiao. I think it was, like you said, I think Thurman, Garcia, Porter, and Spence were the guys at 147 that Crawford had his eyes on. But either way, the Crawford team was hoping to pick up another belt before they went for undisputed.
Yeah, I get what Smoke's saying. Not necessarily it's about Pacquiao, it's just necessarily about the belts. So even if Keith had beat Pacquiao, they'd be going after Keith to get that 2nd belt.
Yeah, Iceman in the building. What's good, Iceman? Yeah, well, I'm rooting for this Pacquiao Crawford fight. I think it's a bum deal for Pacquiao having to go through these guys, but I'm rooting for this fight to go forward, just because I feel like it puts that 4 belt undisputed. It puts it in it puts it in, and very soon too. If because like I said, the thing is that we're talking Pacquiao now. So let's look at the situation, and we'll get to Crawford and Danny Garcia and Errol Spence. But since we're talking Pacquiao right now, let's look at the situation. If Pacquiao does go in there and upset Crawford, then Pacquiao, like, for his legacy, like, you got this whole Floyd talk, this, that, and the third, and still is going to be a discussion, and we talked about that before, because if Pacquiao does go 4 belt undisputed at this age, that still puts light on Floyd Mayweather, because people were saying that he was too old when Floyd fought him. Well, if he goes 4 belt undisputed at this age, that whole being too old when Floyd fought him is complete bullshit. It has to be.
Yep.
It has to be. You see what I mean? So if Manny Pacquiao can beat Terence Crawford for his legacy purposes and the money, He's definitely going to want to fight Spence. So this whole thing puts 4-belt undisputed in the most popular division, in my opinion, outside of heavyweight. This puts 4-belt undisputed in sight, right in sight for 2021.
Yep. And that's the only way, in my opinion, that's the only way around. That's the only way we're going to get 4-belt undisputed. I don't think we'll get it if Pacquiao doesn't fight one of those two guys. I don't think we'll get it anytime soon. Like I said,
we'll talk about that. I think still, well, I don't want to jump the gun, but there's some other scenarios, Eric, that actually make it a good chance we will actually. We're going to get into that, and then we'll discuss that. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But I just know that this whole Pacquiao mix-up, and when I say mix-up, I just mean him going to Crawford, because again, everybody was expecting Mikey before this COVID situation. You know what I mean? That was the expectations. And Spence, Danny, and Crawford, we didn't know what the hell he was going to do. Manny Pacquiao and his team also are actually saving Crawford's ass, because what the hell would Crawford do without this fight? They're saving him, bro. What do you guys think about that? They're saving Bud's ass because it's been a demand. Bud, we understand that nobody's fighting you, but man, you got to figure something out. You have to fight somebody at 147. Now that the Pacquiao camp may be entertaining this helps Bud. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I agree, because Bud ain't looking to fight Sean Porter, which is the only other fight everyone wants to see him fight. So yeah, it is pulling him out of the shit, let's say, because Bud ain't got nobody else to fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's great for, not only it solves a lot of problems, right? It solves his long-term legacy problems. Who has he fought? Like 0 legends and all that stuff. Like at this point, Gamboa is still his best win, right?
Yeah.
Like the most decorated guy. So Pacquiao is a huge resume boost for the guy. It also saves his bacon on who's going to fight next, and it also saves his bacon on who can he fight for a pay-per-view fight, right? So like it's a boon for him, but it's actually beneficial to both guys, because people can still hang their hat on the quality of fight that Mayweather Pacquiao was, right? They can say that it would have been a better fight if it happened earlier, but they can no longer say it's actually a boon and a credit to how good Mayweather is ultimately. So him fighting Crawford actually shows how good a fighter Mayweather actually was and is, right? Well, not is anymore, but was at the time. But yeah, I think it helps them both. I think, if Pacquiao can actually, the fact that Pacquiao is even in this fight, and he gets in the ring with Crawford, still is a boon to his legacy, win or lose, because he's in the fight with a, number 1, number 2, top 3 pound-for-pound guy at the end of his career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Two questions. Because Jose Yepes and Jay Cooley, I don't know where y'all are with this. But anyway, we'll get to this eventually, I guess. But I don't know. Anyway, Jay Cooley says, I'm here now. It's even. But still got 1 belt. So I don't know what that's in reference to. If you're talking about a 50-50 split or something like that, I don't know. I don't even know what that means, Jay Cooley. I'm here now. It's even. Bud still got 1 belt. I don't know. Maybe, that one's kind of confusing. So explain to me what you mean by that. And Jose Yepes, my man Jose Yepes, Spence ducking Bud. His man fans won't care though. Now, Jose, you gotta understand something, bro. I don't know if you're listening to my channel, Ring IQ, IBFP, whatever. With this whole ducking situation, though, it is a lot of things, Jose. Unless you just don't want to hear it and just want to say duck and not listen to everything that we've been talking about, there's a whole lot of things that have come out in the media from Spence's side, from Bud Crawford's side, from Bud Crawford's mouth, that don't support this whole ducking narrative no more. Even I called Spence a duck myself. I did, because of what he said he was going to do after the Porter fight. But Jose, I've accepted the fact that it ain't a duck. I was wrong about it. Listen, bro. It's Bob Arum and it's Al Heyman. And it ain't about Spence fans. It's about fans like you, Jose, that just don't accept that. These guys are, it's no duck in the situation, right? It's these promoters and the networks that's causing the issues. Now that the pandemic has happened, Jose, you can take that duck shit and throw it down the toilet right now, bro, because ain't nobody really ducking right now. Fights are being delayed or not happening because of the sport being in turmoil. That's for sure with a lot of fights. But the biggest thing with this whole duck narrative about Spence and Crawford, bro, is that both teams, both fighters have debunked that, Jose. So, like, for anybody who just want to hold on and say Spence duck and Spence duck, then you just want to hold on to that narrative and not really paying attention to everything else that's going on in boxing, bro. You're really not. I don't really care if anybody calls him a duck because I called him a duck myself. But I've let that go because in light of all the information we got, that shit makes no sense. So you can hold on to that, Jose, but it really makes no sense, bro. It's clearly Arum, Heyman, money situation. That's clearly what it is, Jose. And now that we're talking about Pacquiao getting involved in the mix, this still gives us light, Jose, that this fight will happen. Now that you have Spence getting into an accident, Jose, coming off being very sincere, understanding that he's taking things for granted, he's messed around his career, and he wants to take it more seriously now. Jose, now that you have Spence before he moved to 154, he's going to fight Pacquiao and Crawford. Both of those guys saying that it was their promoters. Jose, let it go, fam. Like, let it go. I mean, seriously, like, why are we still talking? Like, that shit should be gone out the window. That's just something that, like, people that just don't like the PBC offense, they just want to keep pushing that. But that's like old news, like last year's news, and it's not even really relevant at this point. Pacquiao was boxing in the wrong era of boxing. Well, no, Carlos, because remember, Pacquiao has boxed through the era that we love all the way into this era. And that's the reason he's an ATG. So I wouldn't say that he boxed in the wrong era. Considering his legacy and what he will believe behind, I think it was perfect timing for Pacquiao. Because think about it like this, Carlos. He came in the era that he came in, which was a tough era, and he excelled in those weight classes. When the era kind of, the talent level, I'll put you on mute for a second. When the talent level and everything went down, now Manny Pacquiao is still around and he's at the top. It's actually perfect timing for Manny Pacquiao because you got to think, if he was 42 years old in the era that you're talking about, this motherfucker wouldn't be doing what he's doing at all. See, if he was 42 years old in the era of Sugar Ray or Pernell Whitaker or Oscar De La Hoya, dog, he's not doing what he's doing at 42. But the fact that he's here now in this era and he's already accomplished so much from when he started, I think he's actually concerning Pacquiao in the right time. His path in boxing was perfect, bro. I would have to say that it was perfect. What do you guys think about that?
You know, I can't imagine another time that would have been more beneficial for him. So yeah, this one is a good time. Like, there's still a lot of Hall of Famers around. There's still some ATGs around that he could knock around, you know, that he could get in there with. They're winnable fights for him. I can't imagine him in the 8-weight division and the 8 division era. Yeah, he would have got his ass tore up then.
Right.
You know, he came at the end of the 90s. He's really like an art guy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's fine. I think his era's fine.
Right, no doubt. The Texan in the building. What's good with you, the Texan? Appreciate you coming through, fam. Yeah. What you think about that? Ross Clott in the building. What's good, Ross Clott?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on? What you think about that last comment on Pacquiao in the wrong era? And I think that well,
the thing is, look, I get it. it was a good win for Floyd Mayweather, all right? But I'm not one of those people that like to say, oh, it's going to elevate his status because of what Manny Pacquiao was doing, because he didn't fight a prime Manny Pacquiao. No matter what we say, no matter what Manny Pacquiao was doing now, he didn't beat a prime Manny Pacquiao. Not only that, it's not like Manny Pacquiao beat world breakers after he lost to Floyd Mayweather, right? Adrian Broner, Lucas Matisse, freaking he lost to Jeff Horn, which I thought he won, but he lost to Jeff Horn, and then he beat Keith.
Real quick before you continue, because I always hear that about Manny Pacquiao Floyd didn't beat a prime Manny Pacquiao, right? Manny Pacquiao didn't get in the ring with a prime Floyd.
Exactly.
You're right.
Why would we say that? Because like, if we say we can't give Floyd credit because he didn't beat a prime man.
No. You're missing my point. I'm not giving him not credit. I give him full credit for beating Manny Pacquiao. But they're the same. One is older than the other. There is truth to being older than someone you're physically, because you've been in wars, you've been knocked out before. He's been in way more wars than Floyd. Let's be real. And let's admit, this isn't the greatest freaking welterweight era right now. It's not like it's stacked. I see all these hangouts. We talk about 3 fighters in the welterweight division. Three fighters is the only 3 we talk about. This is the garbage welterweight division, which is why Manny Pacquiao still fighting.
That's why I was saying about
I don't know who's included in this but I've talked about more than 3 welterweights on this platform right here.
Yeah, I know, Ross Clyde. We do though. We talk about Porter, you guys, Danny.
No, I'm not talking about you guys. I'm just saying in general, we talk about the same welterweights because this isn't like the greatest like welterweight era. Like,
but that's not. Ross Clyde, I don't mean to interrupt. Sorry, bro. For me, I feel like that is just because sanctioning bodies at this point have defined who we should talk about. Because what is actually considered good in boxing is to have a belt, right? So unless you have a belt, then really you ain't really worth talking about. So that equals 3 or 4 guys in every single division.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it,
I agree.
Ross Clyde, if you go back, it's generally most of the time like 3 to 5 top guys that you're talking about. Like, I don't care what era it is, really.
Yeah, but in the past, even the contenders were great. Like, I mean, look at the names of who Manny Pacquiao beat after losing to Floyd. It's not like he fought a prime Matisse, Brandon Rios, Al Jerry. I mean, are these guys really guys that we could? Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Did Mike Tyson fight a prime Larry Holmes?
No.
But he beat Ray Mercer, who Ray Mercer gave Lennox Lewis the fight of his life.
Yeah. Okay, so let me wind this back, though. Ross Clyde, because the main point was, if I'm not mistaken, is that you said that we can't. Floyd beat Manny, but if Manny goes on to do more, we can't really associate that with Floyd, right? Was that right?
Say that again. I'm sorry, it cut out.
No, I said because when you came in, we was like, if Manny Pacquiao goes 4-belt undisputed, then you're saying that we can't associate that with Floyd just because Floyd beat him.
Yeah.
Right. That I don't agree with, because
I know.
Listen, well, let me explain to you why. Because when people talk about Floyd and his record, they always talk about one thing in particular. He has hash marks on his win. This person was too old, this person, but this is one of those things that's a big quote unquote hash mark on Floyd is that he didn't fight Manny in his prime. He fought him 5 years after he was supposed to, blah, 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 blah. And what I'm saying is, if this same guy that puts this big hash mark on Floyd continues on, goes 4-belt undisputed, I get it. The eras are different, but he's still 42 and goes 4-belt undisputed, then we cannot, that hash mark, there's such a big hash mark on Floyd Mayweather and his legacy and his career, that has to be removed, and it automatically says more about his career. So
yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. But the thing is, for me, this is just me. I do this not just for Floyd. I do this for all fighters, because at the end of the day, styles make fights. So if you was to beat me, but you don't fight none of the other guys that I beat, that shouldn't mean that you're just great, because you didn't fight the guys that I'm beating. You get it? Did that make a little bit of sense?
I mean, I get what you're saying. I do get that. I get that perspective. It's just like when you look at people analyzing who the all-time greats are, or when you look at guys that's going into the Hall of Fame, what you're dismissing, they actually take that into account when they place these guys, when they place them as the all-time greats. The people who they fought and the things they accomplished, that matter.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree.
We can't say it don't matter, because they
accomplished that stuff. No, D, listen, I agree with you 100%. This is for my personal thing. Okay,
I got you.
Yeah, but no, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. I feel it's just crazy. Just the whole situation. Now you got Bernard Hopkins coming out saying he would rather have Pacquiao's career, and that's just one of those things that I don't know. Bye Miss American Pie. Ross Clock using excuses. Floyd was not.
Was that Hopkins or was that Porter? I thought that was Porter.
I don't think that's excuses, huh?
Was that Hopkins? I thought that was Porter.
No, Porter said
Hopkins
Hopkins just came out and said it as well.
Damn.
So and I again, as fighters, they may be looking more on, I guess, some of the things that Manny Pacquiao accomplished, and they feel like, wow, that's great. But I always say Floyd has different accomplishments. These guys both have accomplishments, and they both have certain accomplishments that the other didn't achieve. But then when you look at my perspective on it, and Andre Ward could say what he want to say, but Andre Ward, how can you say you would rather have Manny's career, right? But Andre Ward retired with only 32 wins because he didn't want the punishment and to end up old. Well, Floyd went 52 wins, went 50 wins in, made more money than everyone, and didn't sustain that punishment, and now has a 50-0 record, made all of that money. Andre Ward, that's really what you wanted for real. You retired early because you didn't want to be beat down. So that's contradictory. To me, that's contradictory. I mean, I don't know, man. It's one of those.
Yeah. I don't know. Like Andre Ward saying a guy who hasn't lost since he was in puberty, since he first hit puberty, like now he doesn't mind getting knocked out a few times. I don't know. I don't see it.
That's contradictory. That's how I feel about it, Smoke. That's like totally contradictory. And I think that a lot of it is for the disdain of Floyd sometimes. Like, people don't want to be like, okay, Floyd Mayweather as a person, smacking women around, blowing money, having to come back. Okay, an asshole. No, I don't want to be him. I wouldn't want to be him. But when we talk about the careers, I am not associating who Floyd's character is with the career. When I look at his career going, and I agree with that, Monster 49, though, because even though McGregor got a boxing license, that was a BS fight. But I just say, when I look at the career, the amount of punishment Floyd did not take, the amount of accomplishments and achievements he also has, the fact that he put the welterweight division on the map. Let's be real. We don't give that credit to Manny Pacquiao. We give that credit to Floyd Mayweather. The fact that he did that, and the fact that he made 10 times the money Manny made, nah, I would rather Floyd's career. All day long, inside and out, bro. That's just my opinion on it. But, you know, moving on, outside of Manny Pacquiao, we got to move on so we can continue with the discussion, because we can talk about Pacquiao forever.
Yeah, but just to put it back, like, to me, Terence Crawford is the most complete, best fighter in the world. Like, to me, in my eyes, from my criteria, I got Terence Crawford as #1 guy. Like, his competition may not put him as, you know, it may not be the best period throughout his career, but his skill set, to me, what I see him do, you know, I'm thoroughly impressed. If Manny Pacquiao steps in the ring with that guy, to me, that is going to be a boon to his legacy, win, lose, or draw.
Well, I agree with that. Just the fact that he has the guts and tenacity to get in there with Terence Crawford at this age, like, I'm all with that. But I'll say this, though. Terence Crawford, and we moving on to Terence Crawford. What's up, Jose?
What's happening?
Terence Crawford has got
You guys still talking about that boring-ass Mayweather-Pacquiao fight?
No, we ain't talking about none of that, bro. We talking about these current guys. Terence Crawford has to win this fight. We're going to talk about this first concerning Terence Crawford with Manny Pacquiao. It is going to be a huge blow to his career, his legacy, and everything if he fights Pacquiao and gets upset. And before I dig into that and give my ideas, I'll just start off with that and go around. What do you guys think? Crawford loses to Pacquiao. What does that mean for Crawford?
Well, if you lose to Crawford, if you lose to Pacquiao, then we all know what's going to happen. Everybody's going to say that, you see, he was never that good. I told you. They're going to use him as a human shield to protect him against Spence. I mean, I heard what you said earlier, but to me, this is getting boring. We're going on year 3 of this Crawford Spence thing, and it doesn't really matter. Their fans, they already made up their mind. It's just like Wilder lost to Fury, and it doesn't matter. They'll come up with some type of excuse. But if Crawford loses to Pacquiao, to me, it's just a lot. I mean, I don't think he'll lose to Pacquiao, but if he does, then well, anything could happen. This is boxing. I still have Crawford as the top guy in the division, and I don't think he'll lose to Pacquiao, but it could happen. Manny is a great fighter. He's not in his prime. So I agree with what the one guy was saying earlier. Pacquiao is not in his prime, but that just means that these welterweights are not that good.
Yeah. Smoke, what you think? Oh, real quick, Smoke, before you go, Carlos Mendoza said, bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Joe Calzaghe beat Roy Jones, and Bernard Hopkins retired 46-0 undefeated. But ask anyone who had the better career and legacy, everyone will say Roy and Hopkins. But listen, here's something that you're leaving out, because I see the correlation. But Carlos Mendoza, one big thing you leaving out is this is prize fighting, fam. This is prize fighting. So when you make the astronomical amount of money that Floyd made, that's the huge difference between him and Joe Calzaghe, bro. When you revolutionize and turn a whole division around, bring that shit back to life, that's another huge difference between Joe Calzaghe and Floyd Mayweather, Carlos Mendoza. So I get the correlation, but not a good comparison, because Joe Calzaghe may have done that, went 46-0, but he wasn't a household name. A lot of people now, the dude was undefeated and don't know who Joe Calzaghe is. Seriously. So
no, I think you missed the point, D. I think he's saying that everybody would rather have Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins' career rather than Joe Calzaghe, even though Calzaghe was undefeated, saying that some people would rather have Manny Pacquiao's career rather than Floyd.
I do.
And as far as money, it doesn't matter. Manny Pacquiao will never need another dollar in his life. He has more money than he could spend. So
yeah, Jose,
I mean, the difference is Mayweather could buy 100 Jordans and Pacquiao could buy 95. Like, does he really need the extra 5 pairs of Jordans? Like, no, money is irrelevant. So some people would rather have Pacquiao's career, and I understand why, because Pacquiao is a legend. He could go anywhere in the Philippines. He's a rock star. And Mayweather, he's not a legend like that.
Okay.
No, but I'd rather have.
Hold on. Let me respond to that. Jose, foolishness, okay? Foolishness is what you're saying right now. All sports athletes, dog. All sports athletes, all of them, get in it for the money. We cannot just dismiss the money of it, bro. We can't.
You missed my point.
It certainly isn't 95 to 100. Like, nowhere near close. Floyd Mayweather did not make 5% more than Manny Pacquiao. You lost your mind.
Right, Manny Pacquiao doesn't need money. He will never need $1.
Okay, I got it. Okay, then.
Smoke, Jose, hold on for a second. Let's calm down. One at a time, guys. I don't care which one of y'all go, but just one at a time. But Jose,
I just said that you missed my point. I was saying it was not about the money.
Dude, you gotta let other people talk, bro. You can't cut everyone off, Jose. Seriously. And
it's about the record.
Okay, I got you. But first and foremost, it was Carlos Mendoza's point. Okay, that's what I was speaking on, not your point, Jose. Third thing is this: you cannot say Manny Pacquiao got plenty of money. It don't matter. It's not about Manny Pacquiao and his pockets. It's about what other people are saying they would want in a career. So you cannot tell me that you would rather make close to $1 billion doing less and make nowhere near that, get knocked out, having tumultuous fights, doing more, and it don't fucking matter, bro. You can't dismiss the money part of it. You cannot, because that's concerning what a career, that's what a career is about. Money is involved. And Floyd made googles of money, taking a lot less punishment, doing a lot less work. And he also has a great deal of achievements and accomplishments. That has to matter, bro. We can't just dismiss all of that. Joe Calzaghe didn't have that element. And that's what I'm saying. That's why it doesn't correlate, because Joe Calzaghe did not have that element. People saying you can't say Manny got plenty of money and then just miss the money factor. No, the money factor has to be factored in when you're talking about these two guys' careers, because it's Andre Ward and other fans and Sean Porter saying which career they will have. We don't just dismiss the money because Manny Pacquiao got a lot of it, Jose. It don't work like that.
Right, but what I'm saying is some people would rather have Manny Pacquiao's career, because Manny Pacquiao made a lot of money. He's made a lot of money. You can't call Manny Pacquiao broke. He's the owner of a country. He owns the Philippines. He will never need another dime in his life. He's about to be the president. He's a senator. Manny Pacquiao is the king of the Philippines. He could go anywhere. He's a rock star. There's a reason why these welterweights are still chasing Manny Pacquiao. He's the cash cow. If Manny Pacquiao fights Errol Spence, who do you think is going to be the A side?
Yeah, Jose.
So as far as money, to me, it's equal. The Manny is a millionaire. You cannot say that right here that Manny is not a millionaire. Manny Pacquiao is a millionaire.
Oh wait, why do you keep making a point about Manny's money, bro? You missing it.
Because you made it about money. You're the one that made it about money. I'm talking about a career. I'm saying some guys would rather have.
Okay, Jose, you gotta listen, bro. I did make it
about known money. As a warrior, and Floyd. This is not my.
I don't know if Jose can hear us, but I did not make it about money, Jose. What I'm saying is you can't dismiss the money. You can't. If we bring a different situation in, and we're talking about Floyd Mayweather and the whole career aspect, you can't just dismiss the money. That was my whole point, dog. You can't.
Yeah, a guy who has $1 million and a guy who has $999 million, both are millionaires.
Right.
I mean, it's about proportion when you're talking about one versus the other, but whatever. To each his own. I think if Terence Crawford loses to Manny Pacquiao, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a huge problem for Terence Crawford. It will, firstly, for what already is being said, like the welterweights aren't that good. Like compared to what? Compared to when? For me, I think the welterweights are just fine, and they have been just fine for a long time. I don't know. I don't know what era they're harking to where the heavyweights were better, but I can tell you that era was probably like a golden era for the division. This has been a great. It's a great era. I don't know. I don't know what they expect or what they want, but from Terence Crawford, I expect him to kick Manny Pacquiao's ass. I supposedly I thought he would do it years ago when they were both at top rank. Both of them got nothing but older and craftier. If Terence Crawford loses, then he's got rebuilding to do. He's got this whole new crop of young guys who are coming up. Man. Wow. It would be huge. It would be huge because then you have all the belts at PBC, and you know what business looked like with these guys siloed off. You'd have all the belts at PBC, the deepest pockets in boxing at PBC. It would just fans would go crazy. It would be a problem, a huge problem.
Right. Ross Cloud, what do you think a loss to Manny Pacquiao would mean for Crawford? You there, Ross Cloud? All right, well, I'll give my thoughts on it. I think that, me personally, I think it's devastating. I think it's absolutely devastating for Crawford because, look, Janet Scott Brown in the building. What's good with you, Scott Brown? Janet C in the building. What's up? You can say what you want. Floyd's career or legacy because of money and less risk, but you could say that you want Manny's for respect, love he receives from the fans. Floyd is not respected like that. Listen, Floyd and Manny has respect and love from millions of fans, and Floyd and Manny has hate and love from millions of fans. We can say that more people like Manny than Floyd, but this discussion, look at how many people defend Floyd out there. So, I mean, more people love Manny than love Floyd. Okay. But I'm going to tell you like this, just in my perspective, and it's not really like nobody, you can rather have whoever career you want to have. I'm not trying to get anyone to say, yeah, let's go with Floyd's career. My thing is this. In life, I don't want to do more for less, period. Just that simple. I don't want to do a lot more for less. I don't want to get beat down more for less. And the amount of earnings, and this is prize fighting, the amount of earnings versus when you compare accomplishments and achievements, it's not like Manny blows Floyd away so far with the accomplishments and achievements versus how Floyd blows him away with the earnings. And Manny did more work. And that's how I look at it. Their accomplishments and achievements, I say this all the time, they have both accomplished different things that the other one hasn't. So they both have accomplishments. Like when we talk about world champions, look how many world champions Floyd Mayweather beat. And that matters when you talk about all-time greats, Hall of Fame, and all of that. Okay? Then we talk about the 8 divisions. Okay, Manny has that. So they both have accomplishments and achievements that the other one doesn't have. But when we look at the prize fighting side of a freaking career of prize fighting, so when we look at the prize fighting portion of it, Floyd absolutely blows Manny away, and he did 33% less work doing it. Manny has 70-something fights. Floyd did 33% less work. The prize fighting, he blew him away, and the accomplishments are not that far removed. So to me, no way. I would rather have Floyd's career because he has a lot of fans that love and respect him. Despite of him beating women, despite of him being an idiot, they still love Floyd. So, nah, bro.
All right. Yeah,
nah.
So the thing that struck me as disingenuous was just the people who you're crediting that sentiment to, like Bernard Hopkins and Ward. Like Ward he styled his actual, he got a punch off of Floyd Mayweather and started winning fights easier from that. And part of how he beat Kovalev was that jab to the stomach that he got straight from Floyd and said so, right? So the idea that all of a sudden you're going to switch up to, and he went undefeated and winning was all part of his thing. Like he was defensively responsible. He was defense first. So the idea that all of a sudden he's going to switch up to Manny doesn't strike me as, I don't know, it seems sort of off. And then also Bernard Hopkins, who actually was one of the guys you credit to taking control of his own career and fighting the fights that he wanted to fight and making sure he's in control of his own destiny to the point that he's like even a promoter right now. Like the fact that he'd be like, yeah, I wanted to man, like, I don't know. Okay, cool. I mean, to each his own. I get Sean Porter because Sean Porter is like an action-packed guy, but these two guys are like defense counter punchers. I don't get it. Whatever. Cool.
He's a glory hound. I mean, he's a not a glory hound, but yeah, a glory hound. He's in it for the glory. He wants the glory. He wants the achievement. So I can't understand a guy like Sean Porter. And like I said, people or fighters that's coming from that angle, that's why I can respect that they would rather have Manny's. I'm just saying, me personally, I ain't doing no whole lot of work, getting knocked out and, you know, doing more to earn less. No, I wouldn't want that at all. And Tank Nation says D. Jefferson loves Floyd. No, actually, I can't stand Floyd Mayweather. And I've said that plenty of times. Tank Nation, I've said that plenty of times on. I don't like Floyd. I don't like Floyd. And I haven't liked Floyd since Pretty Boy Floyd, Tank Nation. I just speak on reality, bro. I don't have to like a man to rather have had the career he had. What the fuck? And I think that's why a lot of people are picking Manny, because they don't like Floyd. I don't like him either, but I would have rather have his career. And I don't think people can I think a lot of the people that say Manny, they can't separate the two because they don't like Floyd. Well, fuck, I would rather have Manny's career. Man, fuck that. I don't
Hey, D.
Manny, are you okay?
D, can I respond to that?
Yeah,
can I respond to that? Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Like I'm a big fan of Manny Pacquiao more than I am with Floyd. But ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be like, I'd rather have Manny's career. Like, are you kidding?
Yeah,
all these different wars. Like, nah. I'd rather have Floyd's career. Trust me.
Yeah, right. Unbiased. Lying about what? Dog, that, like, how, like, I don't even understand. If someone says something like that, I don't even understand how you could perceive that as a lie. That I would rather do less for more money. How could you even perceive that as a lie? I ain't no fucking glory hound, bro. Anybody that would rather do more for less money, they're in it for the glory. They're in it for the accolades, the belts. If they would rather do a lot more for less money. I ain't about that. Listen, I am a business-minded entrepreneur, bro. Unbiased. So just for life, ain't no fucking way I'm trying to do that. I'm not trying to work harder for less. No. Why would you say I'm lying because of that? Like, that makes no sense. Like, I'm dead ass about that. No way would I want to do more for less. That's asinine to me. That's asinine to me, bro. Like,
yeah, you know, basically, it would be hard for Terence Crawford, given the inventory at Top Rank, to build. I don't know where he'd go if he lost to Manny Pacquiao. That would, man.
Yeah, Smoke. And let me get back to that too, because I'm going off on this Floyd shit. But here's my ideas on Terence Crawford. I think it's a travesty, man. It'd be terrible for him because listen, he came up to 147, and everyone keeps saying, "Yeah, you did all of this at 140, you did that at 140, but what are you doing at 147?" To come to 147 and everybody's still hollering, he's the boogeyman. All of these guys are scared of him. And he loses to a 42-year-old man? Oh, no, that's devastating. To me, that's devastating. Because that's, and people, how much stuff will people talk? See, he was too busy fighting the Jose Benavidez and Jeff Horn. He didn't fight nobody for real. That's why Pacquiao beat him. That's the first thing they're gonna say. Think about it. He has to win this fight. Pacquiao don't have to win. Crawford is in a situation, in a must-win situation. Pacquiao, just like Smoke said earlier, just Pacquiao getting in the ring with him is massive for his legacy that's already established. He's already a Hall of Famer, already an ATG. Just getting in the ring with Crawford at this age, he's good. Win, lose, or draw. Crawford, in my opinion, has to win. No choice. I mean, that's how I look at that situation.
My bad.
You know, who did any of y'all, Charles, what do you think about Crawford if he loses to Pacquiao? What do you think that means?
Nah, me and Roz Clout was chopping it up in the private and shit. I forgot that you threw me on here. What's up?
Yeah.
Nah, we was just talking about Manny. But yeah, I don't see why Crawford losing to Manny would be I don't see that being a big blow to his career.
I do.
I mean, I see why you do, but I'm saying to me, I don't see it being that bad. I mean, Thurman ain't washed up and he just lost to Manny.
Well, let me put it in context. His career, considering 147, because we talked 147, like, yeah, he's already been undisputed at 140. He's already done this, that, and the third, right?
Yeah.
So in that aspect, yeah, I'm with you. But he's being called the boogeyman right now. Everybody's ducking him. He's the man at 147. If he gets beat by Manny Pacquiao, that was all bullshit.
No. But I get what you're saying, but he didn't put that stamp on himself as the boogeyman. Errol ran around believing that shit. Bud's just trying to get fights and can't get them.
Hold on. It won't know just Errol running around believe. My man IBFP Nuke put videos up. It's fans. It's a lot of people saying Bud's the boogeyman. Come on, Charles.
Yeah, I'm saying that's not coming out of Bud's mouth. The only time Bud said that shit was when they was face to face, when he was like, "How you the boogeyman and I'm chasing you?" He's just looking for a title shot. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to unify.
Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. To me, I think. And again, I'll rephrase it. At 147, I think it's detrimental for him to win this fight.
And plus it works for bargaining shifts because Spencer's sitting there. I got 2 straps, you got 1. Well, if he beat Manny, well, it's 2-2. It's for all the marbles.
See, the thing is that here's really what it is. This fight is actually built for both of these guys as not anything personal, but they both just want to be undisputed. So Terence Crawford not having a belt takes the air out of that fight just because they don't have any personal animus to fight each other. They just both want. They just in each other's way.
No,
right.
Well, first off, oh my bad. Go ahead, Smoke.
But the issue is when you say Thurman's not washed up. It's not that Crawford be washed up. It's just that first off, Thurman. There were very low expectations of Keith Thurman because of his years of inactivity and what he showed up looking like against Josecito Lopez, right? So there wasn't this whole Keith Thurman is the pound for pound #1 guy in the world. Terence Crawford has that right now. That's part of his marketing. Other part of his marketing is he's a champion, and that's really the 2 things that are keeping him relevant in the division. If he doesn't have those 2 things, because lost to Manny Pacquiao would take away both of those things, then where's he at? Especially since there's no inventory to rebuild him back at Top Rank.
Yeah.
No, but
some interesting comments right quick. Unbiased says they will say that, but Thurman fought Danny and Porter and still lost to Manny. So, but Thurman, ain't nobody considering Thurman like Bud. People been saying Thurman was ducking Spence. They say Bud is the boogeyman. Unbiased. Don't nobody give a fuck about Thurman. Bud is supposed to be up here. Thurman, they've been calling him runtime Thurman, so Thurman won't at the status that Bud is at. Ain't nobody Thurman beating everyone.
But see, Thurman created that shit himself.
Yeah,
because Thurman was the top dog at welter. Him and Porter arguably has the best resume at welter, not including Manny before he got the strap off Thurman. Right. So if you're looking at the people who fought the top guys in the welter, that would be them 2. But the sucker shit was with Thurman doing what he did to Bud and what he did to Spence. Get a strap and I'll fight you. Once Thurman when he got the strap from Brooke, he ain't want to fight. Then he went on a hiatus, had to drop one. He's quick to say the WBO, like if you see the interviews now, he's like, yeah, I don't like that organization and all that other dumb shit. But you was quick to try to get that strap off of Jeff Horn before Bud got that opportunity. And once Bud got that belt, you did the same shit. So if I was either one of them, I wouldn't even entertain his ass because he's beltless and he's sitting here acting like he got trump cards. Like, well, if they sent me a contract, like, no, I wouldn't send him shit. You made us do all this other extra shit. You go get your belt from Manny and then we can talk. But other than that, I don't see if Crawford loses to Pacquiao, I don't see it being that damaging. He just lost to, nobody thought he was going to beat fucking Thurman. I mean, I picked it, but a lot of people thought it was going to be a wash.
Yeah, no doubt. So I don't know, man, but
who's looking forward to the next Thurman fight?
Hold on. I'm not. Hold on, Jake. I'm not. We're gonna talk about that too.
But shit, who the hell is he fighting?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It'd be even worse. It'd be the same thing.
Let me read this comment right quick before we go into that. How many times Bob said he's not paying for, or he stopped fights, or Manny don't, or won't? He stopped the fight, or Manny didn't. Right? Okay, so basically it's like this. I'm with Jay Cooley on this. With Bob Arum, bro. And I've been saying this. Anyway, Bob Arum gets in the way of these fights, bro. So believe it when I see it promotions. Like, yeah, when it comes to Bob Arum, I'm with you on that, Jay.
Yeah, his very first fight, he Rumble in the Jungle, he tried to marinate. His entry to the game.
Yeah, when Bob is involved, believe it when I see it promotions. Yeah, spot on, bro. Spot on. Because Bob Arum you never know what he's doing or what direction he's taking or what, Tank Nation said if Bud lost the Pac, then people will know for sure he's overrated. Hey, it damn sure a lot of people will be saying that. I wouldn't necessarily say that he's overrated. I wouldn't say that. But that narrative would go out there. Because Pac is so old. So because people gonna say if he's the best, he was this, that, the third, number one pound for pound, how he lose to an old Pac? An old Pacquiao.
That's the same thing. They did the same shit with Thurman. The shit happened. You know what I'm saying? He's just
that's what I'm saying. Nobody's looking for nobody's checking for Thurman.
No,
that's the point. It's devastating.
Charles D, didn't you tell me you was a Keith Thurman fan?
Hell no, I picked Manny to beat Keith.
No, I'm talking about before Keith Thurman went. Did you used to be a Keith Thurman fan?
Oh yeah, when he was O's gotta go straight business. Well, hell yeah.
People thought of Keith Thurman.
He was good.
Level of Crawford. I never thought of Keith Thurman as that. I never thought of him as that.
I never compared them at that because Bud was in a different weight class. Bud was at 40.
Yeah, but I'm talking about even when Bud was at 40 and Keith was supposedly on top. I always just said it's a matter of time before somebody knock his ass out or take him out of here. I was never convinced. So even when Keith Thurman was in that position, I didn't look at him like I look at Bud Crawford.
Oh yeah, I started losing steam for him before that Spence shit. Like I just saw certain fights when he fought Collazo, he fought goddamn, what's that homeboy's name? Before the Josecito Lopez fight, before he went on a hiatus, I was like, shit. He stepped in there with somebody that's going,
Hey Charles, it's when Keith Thurman fought that little short dude, and I was like, yeah, he ain't nobody. The little short dude that Spence stopped. Anybody remember his name? It was
you talk Lundy. Lundy, right? Lundy.
Nah, it wasn't Lundy.
Not Hank Lundy. Bundu. Leonard Bundu.
Bundu. There you go.
Hank Lundy was the guy that Crawford, the Southpaw Crawford, had a little struggles.
Oh yeah. My bad. It's that's the dude he put through the ropes.
Yeah, Leonard Bundu. Yeah. He demolished Leonard Bundu. But I don't know, guys. I guess I can understand the perspective that you guys are coming from as far as Bud Crawford and it not, really destroying. But again, that's why we have these discussions. Because I was going into this, like I can actually appreciate the angle you guys are coming from, but I came into this. I was going into this thinking, hey man, he's gonna be destroyed if he loses Crawford. I mean, Pacquiao. But I still think that it will taint him some, especially at 147. But then I understand what y'all saying too about everything he's already done. So.
D, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
go ahead, Ross Clark. Go ahead.
It's a question to all of y'all. Get this smoke, all of y'all. How talented is this 147 division really? Like, is it really that talented to y'all?
Mediocre. I say mediocre.
Nah, 147 is decent, dog. Because we got 40s coming up.
Decent.
We got some talent coming up from 40. We got some talent that's already sitting there. It's just a matter. It's just a matter. My bad, D. Yeah.
No, it's the same question with Ross Clark, but I think it'll clear it up. This 147-pound division versus Sugar Ray's or somebody else's in the past.
That's not fair.
It's mediocre.
Yeah, exactly. That's I think they're
mediocre. It's not that great of a division, and that's
like you can say the same thing about the heavyweight division. The heavyweight division is thin as shit. We got some up and comers.
I mean that's what I'm saying. In order to get better, you'd have to go to some golden age of welterweights, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like this one is, it's not mediocre or golden age.
It's in the middle.
Hold on. Or in this era, go to the guys that people are not paying much attention to. Because those guys are still thirsty. They still hungry. They still good with their craft. Look at the Noise, the Donaires. These guys are still brawlers like that. Even fucking Tevin Farmer was fighting 4 or 5 times a year. It's still, and that's why I don't give these quote-unquote superstars these excuses, bro, because it's not like, oh, this is the new era, accepted. No, they're choosing to fight twice a year.
Shit, Navarrete defended what, 5 times already?
That's what I'm saying. Guys in this era fighting like that, doing that, but these guys are choosing not to do this. So when I look at these guys and I get a question like Ross Clark, I immediately say mediocre. That 147-pound division is mediocre.
Right. So again, like I said, you guys, in order to call it mediocre, you have to point out extreme examples, right? Because it's not like there's maybe 5 guys who fight 5 times in a year.
That's my opinion, Smoke. Now you can give yours, but my opinion is mediocre.
No, I'm just saying. Right now, I get you. For me, here's really, from my perspective, what's happening with the welterweights are this is the new generation coming into their own. We just came off of a generation of greats. A bunch of guys are retired. A bunch of guys are Manny is the last of the generation that are basically all gone now. And these guys are coming into their own. The only guy who's really, like I said, Terence Crawford is the most complete fighter, but he's not really a natural welterweight. And really he's getting through on the fact that he is the most complete fighter, right? So you're going to put that against a guy who still has flaws. The other guy who's the best welterweight, but that guy's not a real welterweight either. He's really like a middleweight, right? He's going to wind up being somewhere else. And that's really what's happening in the division. Like there's Ugas is a good guy, but he's not, he's not flat. He's not all that. Sean Porter, also good guy, not all that. But Sean Porter is a really good fighter, and so is Danny Garcia. There's guys in the division that are good. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, there's a couple things I want to address. First off, the comment that you got up there, Bud lost to Pac. We'll know for sure he's overrated. No, he's not overrated. Pac is just that good at that age. So I just want to knock that one off.
Could be.
Let me ask you something, Charles. Charles. Do you have Manny Pacquiao in your top 5 pound for pound?
I'm biased.
Because I do. Oh, sorry.
No. But that's Smoke. That's what I just said. If the comment was up there and it said if Bud loses the Pac, then that shows that Bud's overrated. I said no, man. He's just that good in this era at that age. That just shows what it is. So I'm not disagreeing.
So for me,
hold on. It could be. That's a possibility. That's not definite.
No. But I said it could be. That's exactly what I just said.
See, for me, this fight is between my personal number 1 and number 5 pound for pound, right? So him moving up, him losing for me, it's not that big a deal when it comes down to it, because he's 2 top 5 pound for pound guys linking up in the same division, right? But I'm just saying, for Terence Crawford and what he's got going on, it's supposed to be strap season for this guy. He is trying to become undisputed. I don't know how he
be strap season for Spence too.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. But Spence is unified. Terence Crawford is not. If he loses his unification, let me finish. If he loses his unification, right? But we're talking about him having his unification, so it's become strap season for him also. So if he loses his strap season fight, then where does he go from here to build up to get another shot?
But that's the same boat that Keith is in right now. He's beltless.
Yes,
he's trying to get back.
Keith Thurman is fucked.
Well, okay,
Keith Thurman is fucked when it comes to strap season.
And Keith
Thurman is not in anybody's
situation, bro. Like I hear what you're saying about Keith Thurman, Charles D, but fuck Keith Thurman, bro, because like he was looked at like
no. I was just saying.
Thurman, but when it comes to strap season, Keith Thurman is fucked. He is not getting a championship fight. That's what I'm saying. Terence Crawford is going to be right there with him, but Smoke, not getting a championship fight.
Smoke, I agree with you on that part, but I'm saying Keith was in that same boat. He was unified.
Yes, I'm saying Keith is fucked. He lost to Manny Pacquiao, and now he's fucked. When it comes to becoming undisputed, Keith Thurman is just as far away from it as Mikey Garcia.
Yeah, because he burnt those bridges. You think Spence and Bud is going to give him that shit?
Because he lost to Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, but the way he talked before that fight.
I'm saying, if you'd have won Manny Pacquiao, then we'd still be talking about him in strap season. And he wouldn't be fucked. But Terence Crawford, it wouldn't be devastating to him. Keith Thurman losing to Manny Pacquiao is devastating to Keith Thurman in the terms of if we even thought that Keith Thurman was trying to become undisputed. I don't even think Keith Thurman was even trying to do that. I think Keith Thurman was just trying to get paid. So Keith Thurman is in a situation where he can still get paid, so he's okay. And Terence Crawford will find himself in that same situation. He'll be getting paid. He'll be okay. And he still has the legacy that he has. But that whole idea that he's going to become undisputed at 147, he's done because he's too old for it.
But Smoke, but Thurman did that to himself by trying to freeze out Spence, by trying to freeze out Bud. He did that to himself. And then karma kicked him in the ass. It kicked him right in the ass. And he lost to fucking Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Now it's either you're going to get this, either you're going to get that rematch.
Terence Crawford signed the top rank.
Yeah,
and they have no inventory.
Let me jump in here. Charles, I get what you're saying. This is what I'm saying about Bud Crawford, though. And just going on with what Smoke. Look at how people talked about Keith Thurman. And since you mentioned Keith Thurman, look at how people talked about Keith Thurman after he lost to Pacquiao. Now imagine if Bud loses to Pacquiao. He's going to get trashed, bro.
No, but
I'm not saying that I agree that he's overrated, like Tank Nation said, but he at some levels he had to have been boosted up too much. He had to, or that. I mean, look, man.
But D, this is my thing. Thurman did that to himself. Look at what transpired leading up to that. Bud's just trying to call out and get fights. That's it. He's not ducking nobody. Like if he was unified,
but it's still going to scar him, bro. Even though Thurman did it to himself, what does that mean that it's not going to hurt Bud? It's going to hurt him if he loses to Pacquiao. I don't care what Thurman did, talked it up, whatever. My point is, I
know what you're saying, but I don't think it's going to hurt him.
Well, I think so. I don't see how he's going.
It'll be a little setback, but I don't think it'll be a big blow to his career. That kind of thing.
Okay, so at 147, he moves up to 147. Everyone's supposed to be scared of him. He's #1 pound for pound, the best boxer in boxing, and he loses to Pacquiao, and it doesn't do anything to his career at 147. Fuck, man, I don't understand.
But D, but Manny had the same status. Manny was #1, and he took an L. Did that wash him,
dude?
But I'm talking about
for a reason. I'm talking about right now. Manny beating him. He's fucking old. Crawford is famous for a reason. He's #1 on the pound for pound on a lot of people's list for a fucking reason. You don't lose to a 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao who was a great. He's not the all-time great now. So people talking about if he loses to Manny, it's not so bad. Fuck that. We're talking about a 42-year-old Manny. If he loses to a 42-year-old Manny, not the Manny that was going 8 divisions fighting Marquez, this Manny Pacquiao, and you're the Bud Crawford who moved up to 147 and ain't nobody supposed to fight you. You're the best thing in boxing, and you lose to this guy, and it's not that bad?
Okay, then that goes back. But D, that goes back to my point when he beat Thurman. So where does that put Thurman?
Fuck Thurman, he's terrible. I don't get the Thurman correlation.
I'm saying
no, because I'm trying to get yours.
Here's the thing: Danny Garcia and Sean Porter have a better shot at becoming undisputed than Keith Thurman.
Hold on.
You said what? You said Danny Garcia got a better what?
Chance of becoming undisputed.
Wait. You asked me a question. You're trying to get my point. I'm giving you my point. And Thurman don't have shit to do with my point. My point is this. If Crawford gets beat by a 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao.
But that's the point that I'm trying to get, because Thurman wasn't supposed to lose to 42-year-old Pacquiao, and he lost.
So what?
Yeah.
What is that?
Okay. And where's his career?
Exactly. And there you go. So what?
I'm saying,
so where's his career? Yes, where's Thurman's career?
Smoke. Dog.
Yes, sorry.
Respond to this, my nigga. Listen. I'm not saying so what that Thurman lost to him. I'm saying it's a disgrace Thurman lost to him, but I don't give a fuck about Thurman because Thurman to me was not up here in the 147 division right now. No one gave a shit about Thurman right now, bro. This is why Thurman don't. Who cares? He struggled with Josecito Lopez. I picked Pacquiao to beat him. That's why I'm saying so what? Because he didn't look good. He was once upon a time Thurman going into that fight. It was expected to me, Charles D. That's why I'm saying so the fuck what about Thurman? But Bud, who the fuck expects Bud to lose to Pacquiao? No one. They think Bud can beat everyone in this division. Ain't nobody fucking thought Thurman could beat everyone in this division. That's the difference. And that's why I don't understand why you keep throwing Thurman up in this. Because he's pointless.
No, I throw him in there because he was
Fuck his belt. He's still pointless with those belts. And he's been dragging them along. People was talking about why they don't take the belts from him. So he was unified, but he was worthless when he had them, Charles. He wasn't.
No. But D, I agree. I agree with you on that point, because when he was dragging the division along, I was like, they need to strip him because he wasn't trying to fight.
But with Bud, they think that he can beat every fucking body. No one thought Thurman could beat everybody. So when Manny beat him, so the fuck what? Because nobody thought he was this guy. That's why I'm saying you just fuck Thurman.
I think it's this era, and it's not just the 147-pound division. I think once a person loses, because no one wants to fight each other, nobody is fighting each other as they should. People are fighting 1 or 2 times a year. I think once you lose, that's why it looked like it's a wrap. If Crawford loses, it's going to be all bad for him because he's probably not going to get other opportunities because people are going to take their losses like whatever. I don't need to fight him now.
Bro,
it's hard for him now to get a fight.
Hold on.
I don't think it's fair. I think
hold on. Canelo got a loss. AJ just lost. Donaire lost. He came back. I talked about the little guys in the era today. It is the mentality of these fighters, bro. I'm not leaning on this bullshit. It's this era. It's what these guys are starting to do in certain divisions, certain guys. But then you got guys like Virgil Ortiz within the same fucking 147-pound division. And yes, he's younger, but he ain't trying to do that. He's trying to achieve. So I'm not saying it's this era. No,
that's what I'm saying. He's trying to achieve, but nobody wants to fight him.
That's what I'm saying. The issue is the inventory. Like the guys can get losses when they have an organization that have other fighters for them to fight. Just like Jermell Charlo is got his belts back, right? He has a bunch of other guys that he can fight. That's what I'm saying about Terence Crawford. It's not so much. Part of it is the mystique around him and the position that he holds. Right now.
The key question is: are they going to fight?
It's also who is he gonna fight if he loses to Manny Pacquiao?
What does he do if he loses to Manny Pacquiao? Where the hell does Bud go from there? That's another thing. Because Spence ain't gonna fight him. He's gonna fight Manny and move to 154.
Yeah, Crawford is not the big bag. He doesn't have the big bag. He's like,
he's not a draw.
He's dangerous. Like who?
Why is it?
Crawford,
why is it? I got a question. Why isn't Thurman trying to get that? It wasn't there a rematch clause for him to fight Manny?
I don't mean no harm, Charles D. But
No. It's just no. I know. But I'm just saying.
Like, I mean,
D, I get you. But where's the same shit? Just like with Porter and Spence. Where the fuck is the rematch clause? And that was a close fight.
It was never a rematch clause.
What, for that fight?
For Keith Thurman and Pacquiao?
For either one.
No, it was no
for Keith and for Errol.
They were both champs. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. How the fuck do they go into a fight without a rematch clause?
I mean, shit. Plenty of fights happen without a rematch clause. Championship fights too.
That's what I'm saying. Especially for a title fight. Usually you got that rematch clause. That shit is etched in there.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, Parker would have liked one, but you don't get it. You don't get them all the time. Sometimes the fight don't warrant a rematch clause to exercise a rematch clause, right? And that one, both. I think Pacquiao's got bigger fish to fry than rematching Keith Thurman.
Yeah, but is he willing to fry the bigger fish?
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the bigger fish. Keith Thurman. Terence Crawford. Yeah, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence.
And to be
Crawford and Pacquiao, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying those are the bigger fish for Pacquiao is Terence Crawford and Errol Spence.
Yeah, hold on. To be honest, after he beat Thurman, bigger fish was Mikey, Danny, Spence, and Crawford. All of them was bigger fish than Thurman again. Think about it. After he beat Keith Thurman, people would have rather see him fight Mikey, would have rather see him fight Danny, would have rather see him fight Spence, would have rather see him fight Crawford. Nobody would have rather see him go give Thurman another whop at it, except extreme Thurman fans, because I wouldn't have been interested in it. I was glad Thurman got his fucking belt lost because he'd been holding him too long, dragging him. Rematch.
Yeah, the only way we could call for a rematch is if Thurman beat him convincingly and then didn't get the result.
Right. And
otherwise get out of here, Thurman.
But not concerning Thurman. Once that fool lost those belts, I was like, two to lose. See ya. Glad you're out of there. And not a factor with those belts. I was glad Thurman won a factor. You think I want to see him get another chance to become a factor, hold the belt, and drag that along? The fool cried about an injury after the Manny fight. So if he would have won, he would have been right back into injury status. Nah, dog. I don't want Thurman to even. The hell with Keith Thurman. Just like Spence said, the hell with Thurman.
And that's where Bud would be. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like Bud would be in the same place. If he loses to Pacquiao and he'd be over there fighting whatever Eastern European Bob can get out of his borscht. Like whatever, man. No one's checking for that.
Jay Cooley said only hardcore fans know Bud and most people in Omaha don't even know. Yo, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Without a Spence and a Pacquiao across from Bud, like Bud versus Spence, Bud versus Pacquiao, that dude ain't no draw. If he gets beat by Pacquiao and then he goes into another fight, he's going to be fighting on free TV, regular fight. Ain't no pay-per-views no more. No more pay-per-views for you, Bud. Period. And that's a fact. He needs to fight with a Spence right now or a Pacquiao for his pay-per-view. But if he loses to Pacquiao, first off, you came up to 147, the so-called boogeyman can beat everybody, and you lost to a 42-year-old guy, and you're not a draw. And that's why I'm like, where does Bud go to from here? Beat up some guys? Because I'm not saying he's finished, or that's why I didn't really agree with the overrated situation, but they did have him up here. I wouldn't say he's overrated because I still think he'll beat the hell out of most of them. But that's going to put a blow on him to me. To me, that's just a blow on Bud Crawford. If you have to beat Manny Pacquiao. If you're is Pacquiao in the pound for pound right now? Let's not talk about what Pacquiao's name is or who he was, but do people have him in the top 5 pound for pound right now? No, the hell they do not. No, they do not have him in the top 5 pound for pound right now. But do people have Bud Crawford? Yes. Then you came up, you beat Jeff Horn, who beat Manny Pacquiao. And then you were proclaimed the boogeyman in the division and can beat everybody in the division because you went 140 4-belt undisputed and came and beat a Jeff Horn. Now you can beat everybody at the 147-pound division. Okay? You're the boss. You're the man. And you beat this guy that beat Manny Pacquiao. and you lose to him? Nah, get out of here, bro. That's gonna damage Bud. In my opinion.
You said Manny wasn't in people's top 5?
I say he's not now. We talking now, bro. We can't lean on what Manny used to be. We talking right now. I don't know anybody.
No, I'm just saying because shit, Ross Clyde is on here right now. He got Manny in there.
Okay, well, I don't know anybody who ain't been smoking the finest of herbs. Oh
yeah, baby. I'm talking about underline that twice. The finest.
So that mean D was just blowing some. That mean D was just blowing some Reggie.
I was messing with Ross Clyde.
No, I got him in my top 5 too. Got him in my top 5 too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. 2.
That's cool. Now I'm just saying, man. I don't know. I don't have him in my top 5, and I ain't even looking because after this Josh Taylor fight, he's probably gonna have to go, and knew he's gonna have to move on. I got a lot of guys over him. But with that being said, though, okay, granted, some people have him in the top 5. Ross Clyde and Smoke, if y'all don't mind, where in the top 5?
I got him about number 4. I got him about number 4, number 5.
What do you got him, Smoke?
I got him at 5.
Okay, at 5. So 4 and 5 still validates my point because Crawford is 1. He's 1 on Smokes, so it still validates my point, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, he's 1 on mine too.
It still validates my point, bro. He's the number 1 guy. Like, come on, dog. He has to win this fight, bro. He got to win this fight. If they fight, he has to win.
I think he pulls it out.
I mean, I favor him. I don't see Pacquiao. Listen,
there's a reason they stopped that shit from Aram stopped that shit the first time from happening. But that's not the first time Aram's done this dumb shit. He did it with Khan. He did it with multiple other motherfuckers.
Yeah. Jay Blues Boxing said if the Crawford that beat Velasquez shows up, it's going to be a damn right, bro. Damn right, because that motherfucker. No. I read that. I responded too quick. If the Crawford that showed up against Velasquez shows up, it's going to be a long night for Crawford. I read that wrong. Crawford, listen, man. Velasquez dropped Crawford. Did you forget that, Jay Boxing? I think Crawford needs to be sharper against Manny than he was in that Velasquez fight. He needs to be sharper than that. What do y'all think about that? Am I wrong about that? If that Crawford shows up, then it's going to be a longer night for Crawford, in my opinion.
Oh, he's getting the hell beat out of him. Forget longer night. It's going to be a shorter night for him. He's going to get stopped.
I don't see. He's got to be a lot more impressive, Jay Blues in boxing. He's got to be a lot more impressive going in there with Manny than he was with Velasquez, in my opinion.
It'll be a short night.
Yo, Manny will dig in, bro. Manny will dig in.
At the end of the day, short night.
If Father Time catches up to Pacquiao that night, it's a wrap.
Well, Ross, I said that any given fight. It could have been with Danny. It could even happen with Mikey Garcia. If Father Time caught up with Manny Pacquiao in the Mikey fight, Mikey would have beat him.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, and that's what it is with Manny at this point. Right, so even beating Manny, you have that on you, but Manny Pacquiao, you got to take that fight. You just got to take it.
And everybody knows I don't give a fuck which one of them beat Manny Pacquiao. As soon as they beat him, that's going to come about. Well, Manny age finally caught up to him. You know that's going to come about, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing that's going to be said. That Manny is.
I mean, he shows signs of it in a victory, right? So if he shows signs of it in victory, he's definitely going to show signs of it in defeat because it's the fact, right? He's just, he's a shadow of his former self.
Right. And I mean, to be honest, I don't see him beating Crawford. I was just speaking on the hypothetical that if Crawford loses, he's screwed, severely screwed.
He's got the same advantages as Mayweather: longer arms, taller. Shit, he switches.
Yeah, but
that's his big thing.
He don't got
no. I'm just talking about looking at it on paper.
Yeah. He got the dimensions, no doubt, but he ain't got the skill though. Crawford ain't no fucking Mayweather. That's what
Yeah, but he ain't no big ass slouch neither. Crawford know how to adjust.
He's a beast, but he ain't
it's the ring generalship. It's the ring generalship criteria, right? It's that thing. The fact that you have a guy who is a master boxer versus a guy who's really good. He's complete, but he ain't mastered it all.
No,
yeah, he does everything okay.
It's the IQ and it's the elusiveness. Because Crawford ain't no goddamn defensive fighter, and I keep telling people this all the time.
Oh no, he's not elusive. He gets hit.
Those three factors, yes, they have the same dimension, but the elusiveness that Floyd brought to the table, the freaking IQ, which Crawford's nowhere close, and the ring generalship, nah. He ain't gonna be
defense, ring generalship. Nah. Anyway.
Nah, because Floyd, come on, man. This motherfucking Floyd, he's amazing in his own right. Pacquiao is amazing, but Floyd was amazing in his own right, too. Just the way he controlled that ring, bro. Ring generalship second to none when it comes to Floyd Mayweather. But moving on, guys, we spent enough time on Terence Crawford, but very interesting Terence Crawford's situation. Danny Garcia, I love this picture. Look at all that blood he's smacking from Zab Judah's face. So Danny Garcia plays a part in this whole 147 madness. Let's say Danny Garcia goes in there, becomes 2-belt champion, and puts Spence away.
Yikes.
All right. Does he? Now, this is really interesting, guys. Oh, cherry-picking Danny Garcia. Does he pursue the winner if the winner is Bud Crawford? If it's Pacquiao, I believe Danny Garcia goes after it. But if it's Bud Crawford, does he pursue that fight?
Hell no. He's going Mikey Garcia.
I honestly can't see it because he could have went for Bud right now and didn't want it. That nigga taking his chances with new teeth, fresh off a car accident. Spence, hell no.
Boxing,
he already told me. Yeah, he already said, like, but I like Daddy for this one. He's like, look, if you ain't ready, don't get in the ropes because I don't want to hear about it afterwards. And I feel him 1,000%. Like, yes, you take that win. And Angel is not trying to hear no strap season, none of that. He's trying to hear who's gonna pay me. And I don't think that's Bud Crawford. I think they're going to go for the Mikey Garcia fight. They're going to milk that sucker till the cows come home. They'll fight Manny after a loss.
See,
that's a money fight.
And that's why I said the 147-pound madness, because, guys, all of these things are possibilities. These are hypotheticals they're hypotheticals, but they're possibilities. Danny Garcia, because we don't know where Spence is at. Me and Charles have said this 1,000 times. We got to see Spence in the ring. And if we get what we think we're going to see, if we get what we want, then Danny loses. But if we don't get what we want and Spence won't ready to go in there, Spence loses. And so this is a possibility that it could be Danny Garcia holding those 2 belts at 147. And then what is our probability of getting 4-belt undisputed at 147 concerning, here's the mix-up, if Crawford wins? Because that scenario happens, like we talked about before, Manny Pacquiao upsets Crawford. I think Danny Garcia does go to make 4-belt undisputed. Y'all see what I'm saying? So if Pacquiao beats Crawford, Danny beats Spence, then I think it's back on. It's back on the table. We get 4-belt undisputed in 2021.
Oh, yeah, because Danny's going to want to fight Pacquiao.
Right.
He's going to want that fight.
Right. But if Crawford beats Pacquiao, Danny beats Spence, we're in limbo again at 147. We're right back in limbo.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see Danny fight Mikey. He's gonna fight somebody other than fucking Spence or
Crawford's
Crawford.
Gonna be mad, hollering again. Same situation he in now, because Danny gonna be dancing around that bitch like he doing the waltz, man. He's not gonna go fight Crawford.
Wherever Danny can get 10 million plus, wherever Danny can get 10 million plus, that's where he's gonna go.
Hey,
the Garcias are not at all interested in no undisputed. They've never. I don't know them to be talking about undisputed. I don't know. They're not about that. They're not about that life. Not at all. I'm not. They are, but they're all about the prize fighting. So I'm not mad at them for that. But undisputed. Nah, that's not what they value.
All right, Jose. So what's definite at 147, Jose? If we're not sitting here talking about the possibilities, if we're not talking about the future of boxing, if we're not talking about what could take place, if we're not talking about predictions in a fight, which is what will happen in a fight, then what are we talking about, Jose? I'm just wondering. What would we sit up here and talk about? We have to talk about the scenarios, dog. That's what the discussion is about, Jose. What does that frustrate you that we're talking about the scenarios? If Danny wins, if Pacquiao wins, if Crawford wins, this has to be discussed, fam. That's what boxing talk is about, bro. It's going to be a lot of ifs. Jose Raider from LA, what's up, fam?
Hey, what's up? What's cracking, guys?
Same old. So did you hear about, like, we on Danny Garcia now, Raider? We talked about Pacquiao and Bud, but with Danny Garcia, I was saying this, Raider. If Danny Garcia goes in there and beats Spence don't hold up, whatever. Danny Garcia gets those 2 belts, okay? The Manny Pacquiao and Bud fight happens. I'm saying this, Raider. If Bud wins, we don't get 4-belt undisputed next year in 147 pounds. If Pacquiao wins, I think that we do, because I think Danny will fight Pacquiao for 4 belts, but he'll bounce all around if Bud wins. What do you think, Raider?
I think you're 100% correct. I don't think he'll fight Bud. I think he'll fight Manny, because who doesn't want to fight Manny? You know, Manny's a legend, and you would want that on your resume. You know what I mean? Especially if you win. Yeah, I don't think he'll fight Bud. I think he'll just be probably using fighting his mandatories or whatnot. But that's my my opinion.
Yeah, I think we all pretty much agree on that. Danny Garcia was pretty much easy, dog, because this dude is like, Danny just trying to, at this point, I think Danny just trying to get paid anyway. So if he messed around and get those belts, he going to utilize those belts as a marketing tool.
Yeah, he fighting every mandatory. He ain't unifying.
Yeah, he gonna suck those belts clean for all the money he can get out of them things, man.
You are not lying.
He ain't gonna go get them belts.
See, one thing I will say. One thing I will say about Angel is I don't think he's in it to have his son fight a lot. So I think he still would take a couple of big money fights and then call it something else. Like he'd take the Manny fight.
You heard Andrew Garcia? Shit. That the motherfucker said, let us get another title shot. He trying to get the judges that's from America. He ain't trying to get nobody out the way. He's fuck. I'm tired of getting fucked. We doing the fucking this time around. Let him get them straps. You gonna see you gonna see Garcia move.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that, Jay Cooley. Hell yeah. I agree with that, Jay. But yeah. So Danny Garcia, man, that man gonna dance around with that. But you know, hey, Tank Nation said Danny isn't beating Spence. Hey, Tank Nation, I'm Spence 100%, bro, but we just don't know. I don't think that. I'm telling you like this. If Spence,
we don't know what he looks like.
Right. If Spence, I'll say this, Tank Nation. If Spence chin is what it was before, Danny ain't got no chance.
That's my key. That's my key shit. Is that he just got them new teeth put in. He's on no contacts. There's no. You see, it's not even sparring. It's just him hitting the bag. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know what.
If he gets a tooth knocked out and keep fighting, I don't care about the tooth. If his chin can hold up like it did before.
No. That's the thing. That's the thing. He got implants, dog. That's the whole grill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we need to see him take a punch. That's why I said Danny Garcia is the wrong tune-up fight. I mean, you want to jump like he said, I'm a shark. Put me in the deep waters. Nigga, you just flipped your car, got ejected. This ain't the time to be a shark. Be a guppy. Or whatever. Just take it. But it was enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough that you're not on no contact.
Yeah. Well, he's not on no contacts because they got the post in there. And they got to come out, then they got to surgically put the permanents in. But while the
but imagine getting hit with that.
What? Being hit with
imagine getting hit in the mouth. It don't matter. That's what he's on no contact for a reason.
Like we agree on this, so like I'm with you. That's why I want to see. But the permanent teeth are going to be in there solid, just like your regular teeth. So he been
but that's gonna take some time though. And he's on no contact too, D.
I don't know what the medical is behind it, bro. But as far as from what I read, and he's going on what the doctor says. So the medical behind it is this: by the time they put the permanent teeth in, and the doctor gives him the okay to fight, those teeth are going to be in there solid as if his regular teeth were. That's what he said. So once he starts sparring, bro, the teeth ain't an excuse no more. At least by what Spencer's saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You and I are saying, I'm not really going for that. I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
And he ain't going in there with no pillow puncher. He going in there with a motherfucker who hits solid.
Yeah, one of the most solid, as far as we know, one of the most solid hitters at 147 right now. He's definitely up there in the conversation with one of the hardest punchers in that group. But to round it up, the last guy, my guy in this whole debacle, Errol Spence. And you know, good thing we start talking about his teeth and his chin and all of that. But Tank Nation, there is a possibility that he loses. But going back to Jay Cooley's comment, let me go scroll back up and find that, because I actually agree with you on this, Jay Cooley. Let me see, where is it?
He got more super fights.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because he could go. He could go to 54, 60. His window is limitless,
wide open. And that's what I was saying about Crawford. So like, yeah, there it is. He said, y'all do know EJ has more super fights on the list, not just for sure. And that's what I was saying about Crawford. Crawford goes in there and loses to Manny Pacquiao. Like I said, he's in turmoil, because where does he go next? He's not a draw. What does he do? Spence goes in there and loses to Danny Garcia. First and foremost, he's still going to be a draw. And the first thing I'm going to tell you why is because all of his fans that will pay for him and are willing to pay for him is going to say, man, you got into that accident. That's all right. Give Spence a couple more fights. He's going to be back. And they still going to be there ready for him to fight. And they're going to be there supporting him. They're going to be there fanboying him. They're going to be there for Spence. And so because of his name, he's already a draw. He'll have more fights ahead of him. Hell, the Canelo fight is still huge, even if he do lose. You understand? He go to 154. Every fight he fight at 154, people going to pay for. I'm telling you. So Spence is fine if he loses to Danny Garcia.
But what happens at 154 if Charlo is still there? You think they clash heads?
No. No, it's not because they're scared of each other or anything, but
no, it's just they like brothers.
Yeah, they'll avoid each other until the end. Until they probably have to fight, which I don't know how that will work out, but they would avoid fighting each other until that. But
if that bread massive enough, they'll fight.
Danny Garcia stands to benefit more than anyone in this situation. Because just like Jay Cooley said, Spence got plenty of super fights now. You know what I mean? He's already been unified and everything. It's a good chance Spence goes into the Hall of Fame just winning one more championship, right? TerenceCrawfor's in the Hall of Fame. Manny Pacquiao's in the Hall of Fame, active ATG. Danny Garcia is Danny Garcia. Now, if Danny Garcia was able to win his fight with Spence, it means more for him than anybody else, because Spence could lose this fight, and just like Jay Cooley said, he still got more behind that. Danny Garcia and Crawford lose these fights, they got issues. And
they both said they could go to 54 though.
Oh,
yeah, because Danny is saying he's got, my bad, Smoke. Danny's saying he's got what, 3 more fights left before he attempts to go to 54.
Yeah, but he's not a draw. That's what I'm saying. If Danny and Crawford loses, it means more. It damages them. Spence is still a draw if he loses. That's what I'm saying. So Danny can go to 154 all he wants. Who gonna get more views if they go to 154? People watching Spence at 154, people watching Danny at 154. Most people ain't even gonna give a fuck about Danny at 154. But Spence,
shit, I watch.
Yeah. Crawford has the most pressure on him by far. By a lot.
But Charles, keep in mind, you say watch. This is if Danny loses and goes to 150. If he wins and goes to 154, yeah, he'll have the allure. We're talking
honestly, if Danny loses or wins, I don't think he stands a chance of being no champion at 54.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, bro. So that's my whole point, Charles.
Yeah, in the end, it's probably not even gonna go.
If they lose, bro. That's the point I'm making. If Bud loses, if Danny loses, they're fucked. That's what I'm saying. Like they gotta win.
Hey,
I mean, as a fan, I'd still watch, but
hey,
Go ahead, Ray.
hey, those people that bump their head and then they develop some type of special skill. What about if Spence develops some type of skill and he becomes a boxing savant or something?
I don't know, man. He might. But you know what, Raider? It did knock things into perspective. We can say that. It made him
because he stopped talking. He stopped believing that. He stopped believing that savage shit and got focused.
Yeah.
But also Corona happened too.
He cut in the right
but
weight.
But also coronavirus happened too.
Yeah, but that coronavirus saved a lot of fighters if you look at it. Because there'd be, if this coronavirus didn't happen, it'd be a one big shit show right now. Wilder be getting his ass whooped next month.
People were injured. Look, Devin Haney's shoulder. The coronavirus helped him massively because his shoulder was bumped.
Haney would have got stripped.
Rose Namajunas over in the UFC. When they shut sports down, she went back home, and Rose Namajunas was on. She just lost. She just lost to the girl she's getting ready to rematch, Andrade, matter of fact. And she was depressed. She was down, and she won't feeling it no more. Well, the COVID virus caused her to go back home. She ran into her old trainer that when she first started fighting, they started working out, they started talking, and she
fired her ass
for the sport. Now she's back fighting again. And see, that's the thing. So COVID, this COVID puts a lot of things into perspective. Motherfuckers not making that money. Remember
the gift and the curse.
Granted. So it puts this COVID helped a lot of boxers, a lot of combat.
I was just making the point that it wasn't necessarily just the accident that was a wake up call. I think the accident caused him to get those pharmaceutical grade isolated compounds from the pharmacy, and he's feeling like Superman. now you got time to get some perspective. You build up a tolerance, and you get back to work.
So now Smoke said that this nigga's a functioning opioid. Fucking
no, listen. Did he look injured, and did he look like he was on something when he gave that interview? To me, that's what that looked like. To me, it looked like he was fulfilling his doctor's orders. I'm not saying he's going to the street, dude. I'm just saying he was on some prescription meds. And if the guy's got two things, I know what that's about. Getting implants. That is straight like oxys and Norcos. Yeah. Maybe Dilaudid.
What interview you talking about? When he jumped on the
very first one back. The very first one back when the interviewer showed him gave him a flashback, showing the car crash, asked him how he felt about it.
Yeah.
Shit! I thought you were talking about the first interview when he looked like he was fresh out of fight and he couldn't speak. I was like, oh hell.
I think you talking about the Matt Barnes and Steven Jack interview, right?
Oh yeah. That's the one you talking about, Smoke.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about the one the PBC did when he first came back.
When he jumped on the broadcast and he looked like he was fresh out of fight.
Yeah. He was fresh out of fight and a car accident.
That shit. That was the pills.
Yeah, and he still had them OCs. He was still popping them Oxycontins at that time.
Yeah. You can tell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, but that interview he just did with Brian Custer, the one I put the video up about. Let me tell y'all something, man. Spence, like I said, when you see a dude jawline chiseled,
he in shape.
You know what I'm saying? When they got that chiseled jawline, when they talk. And they got that chiseled jawline. Oh, that's in shape. Because
and he ain't got no facial hair, too, mind you. He ain't got no facial hair. And his face was defined.
I'm trying to tell you, bro, that man mean business.
And I picked him on points prior to this shit. If him and Crawford ever fought, I picked him on points.
So just to answer your question though, if Spence loses, he'll be just fine. Rematches. He's still like the paper. He's still the thing is not only him and Pacquiao have had successful pay-per-views to the point where somebody wants to do a pay-per-view with him again. Right. So he still has that. He still has the market share. The luster will go off a little bit, but he still has guys to fight. He can get the Thurman fight and build himself up. He can fight Ugas and build himself up. There's inventory there, so like kind of intriguing fights that he can get back in the saddle. And since he is still a money guy, other champions will want to fight him too.
Yeah, facts. So
yeah, he could definitely get that Canelo fight. That shit is in the back pocket.
Yeah. So how about this, guys?
One last thing. Sorry. One last thing. Also, he has a built-in excuse, like we're saying, because of the car accident. So even if he loses, everybody's be like, it'll be like. I'm just saying, yeah, the luster will be gone because he won't be undefeated anymore. But he will also have a built-in excuse because it's the one back.
It's a fact. He will, and like that's what I was just saying. His fans, if he loses, and while they'll still ride with him, because they're gonna say, well, he came off the car accident, y'all know this, that, and the third, and they still gonna ride with him. So it's a built-in excuse. Just like I agree with that.
Yeah, what they say about Gil Brook? What they say about Gil Brook and Spence?
Right.
D, we don't got that built-in, but nobody had that built-in excuse until he broke the other orbital bone.
But they still used it though.
Well, that wasn't the only excuse. They also said he was coming down way too fast.
So that's what I'm saying. If Danny Garcia fucks him up, then it'll be like, okay, he's fucked up already. Came back to
I'm saying it from Jump Street. He fights Danny Garcia and he loses. That wasn't the fight he was supposed to take. I'm gonna stick to my guns because I said that's not the fight he was supposed to take.
That's what I'm saying.
But hold on, D. Hold on. But I'm also going to give Danny Garcia the credit because he also said, if you're not ready to get in that ring, don't do it.
No, this is what I'm gonna say about it. Now, Spence needs a tune-up. Me and you agree on that, Charles. This is where we disagree. Yeah, I said that shit. But if that fool go in there and lose, no excuses. Tough luck.
Yeah, because he felt that he's disrespecting. He's disrespecting the shit out of Danny Garcia's skill set, thinking he a tune-up.
And you lost.
I'm just saying that the market has a built-in excuse for him. Like the market will take this into account. If Daryl Spence can take all the responsibility he wants, but I'm just saying the market will make it the excuse for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, but he said he's ready, so I'm gonna go on his word. He said it himself, so that's on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It is on him, but as true fans, we all know Garcia is not that. He's not that tuna. Wrong fight right now.
Hey,
but then again, if he feels he's ready, then shit, it's gonna fall all on his shoulders if he lose.
Hey, but they said that is there a rematch clause or not? I'm pretty sure there should be one, right? For if Spence loses.
Shit, I thought there was one for Manny. And fucking
I think it's supposed to be a mandatory shot, so no.
Oh damn! So if he loses, if he definitely loses, he ain't getting no rematch. Danny ain't gonna do that again.
Yeah, Danny's not doing it. Don't even matter. Like, yeah, that's.
Danny depend on Danny Garcia cherry picking ass to do nothing right if he wins those belts. So people don't even think about it. No rematch with Spence. No 4-belt undisputed with Crawford. That dude is going to run off into the sunset with those belts.
Hey,
you can not belts. You can forget the IBF. You ain't gonna go to IBF straight away. You can forget the IBF.
Yo, Smoke, we gonna see hella pictures of this nigga dancing with fatties like the shit that's in the memes.
Yeah, I'm saying
this nigga's doing nothing.
That green belt gonna be in a video, baby.
Yeah, that's just on some chick with a fat ass waist.
Fight Mikey next. I bet you.
IBF is already satisfied, bro. So he ain't gonna be stressed for no IBF mandatory.
Hell no, he'll fuck around and drop that belt.
That's what I'm telling you. He's never defending that unless it's a voluntary for money.
Exactly. Danny will fuck around and drop that shit. Fuck this belt and fuck the sanctioning fees.
Danny's gonna fight Mikey after if he beats Spence.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, that's worst kept secret in boxing, of course. That's what's up, Mikey.
100%, Raider. That is exactly where he'll go. And people will be mad. No, why you don't go fight Crawford? Well, be mad right now. If he wins, he ain't fighting Crawford.
Hell no.
I'm not even mad. I want to see the fight. I'm not even mad at the fight.
Mikey would love that fight. With 2 belts, he would love that fight.
I don't think Mikey Garcia can beat Danny Garcia.
Hey, but
there's also Lipinets.
Hey, but hold on. So, what's more impressive?
Lipinets, that's a damn good fight.
Hey, hold on real quick. What's more impressive? Mikey's win over Jesse Vargas or Bud's win over Kyle Velasquez?
He cut out. I couldn't hear. I heard Kavalaskis. I couldn't hear what the first fight
No,
was.
my bad. I said what's more impressive, Mikey's win over Jesse Vargas or Bud Crawford's win over Kavalaskis?
Mikey's win over Jesse Vargas.
Yeah, what's more impressive?
That fight was too close to my liking.
What's more impressive win is what I'm saying. Mikey's win over
Mikey. I'm saying Mikey over Jesse Vargas. Mikey over Jesse Vargas because that was Mikey's first win at welterweight.
Yeah, but Bud made adjustments and overcame against Kavalaskis.
Yeah, it's equivalent. Neither of them are.
Yeah, and Vargas is moving up to 154. He already said it there. He's going up there.
But Vargas was supposed to be at 154 when he took that fight, so Vargas was already struggling to come down.
He was drained. He was drained already. That's why I said it's equally impressive, bro. Like it's not. Neither of them are better than the other one. They both shit fights, really. If you ask me, they both.
Yeah,
that was more.
Listen, Terence Crawford adjusting and overcoming is what he does. That's what he does in every single fight. To have to do it to Mean Machine is actually not that great a thing to point out.
That's a valid point too, Smoke. And people don't realize that when certain people give Terence Crawford heat, like sometimes when I give Terence Crawford heat, especially about his defensive ability, that's a very valid point Smoke just made. He adjusted, come back. Look, he adjusted with Ndongo. He was getting fucked up with Gamboa, with Hank Lundy, which we talked about earlier. He adjusted with Jose Benavidez.
Amir Khan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to get at is how good is Bud Crawford at 147 then?
We won't know until you get in there with one of these goddamn champions. We know what it looks like on paper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We won't know until someone actually gives him a shot.
Yeah,
and then I got another question. Everybody keeps saying Porter.
Here's the other thing. Even though Crawford stopped Mean Machine, he didn't get Garcia didn't get dropped. Mikey didn't get dropped against
Spence or against Vargas, or you talking about both?
Vargas.
Against both.
I'm saying Terence Crawford got dropped against Mean Machine.
Right.
Mikey did not get dropped in either fight.
Mikey didn't get dropped by Spence or by Vargas.
Right. Neither.
Right. Yeah, but he should have dropped fucking Garcia Spence anyway.
Well, we're just saying the question, which one is more impressive, right? I'm just saying.
I think the most impressive is that he fought.
I'm thinking with Mikey was more impressive.
He fought Mean Machine, got up and put it together.
And then not only that,
Smoke, would you agree that Mikey's doing better at 147 than Bud is right now?
No.
Hell no. Are you serious?
Oh no, I'm asking a question.
No.
The answer is hell no.
Mikey is not better than Bud at any weight. That's why he never fought him.
Shit, there's a reason there's a reason why Mikey ain't going back down to fucking 40.
Yeah,
it's way too much.
Right now.
Mikey is surrounded by smoke. If Mikey go back to 40, he's surrounded. Where he's at right now, he's surrounded.
Devin Haney calling him now. Devin Haney calling him out now. So if he
but that's what I'm saying. He's surrounded. But it don't even matter if he don't get Devin Haney. Look who's at 40. You got Taylor, Prograde. You got hitters at 40. Mikey don't want that. Mikey looking at paydays.
Yeah, but
that's why he's calling out the big. That's why Mikey calling out the big. He's calling out the big names for a reason.
But, hey, to Mikey's credit, he's only lost once, and it was to Spence.
Yeah.
So
look at his first 25 fights. Who did he fight? Name me his first.
You can say that about any fighter who's got a lot of fights.
Yeah, let's not do that because we could do that with a hell of a lot of fighters, bro.
But I'm saying, but no. But my reason was that to say that is because that's when he started stepping up in competition. You know how they do? They start padding niggas' records and all that shit. But we all can agree that at 40 and 47, Mikey's gonna have especially at 47. He's not beating no champions at 47.
Yeah,
he's gonna have a hard time at 40 beating champions.
He's a 4-weight division holder, so I mean,
his best shot is Danny. Mikey's best shot at a belt at 47 is definitely Danny Garcia.
And that's if Danny wins a strap.
Hold up, Tax said stop Mean Machine. Bud stopped Mean Machine. Mikey went tooth and nails with Varga. Yeah, Tax. That's why I said the shit was equivalent to me. But yeah. Who? Charles?
Yeah,
Charles.
yeah, but he definitely stopped him, but he also got dropped in the process. Mikey stayed on his feet.
Yeah,
And I can say that Vargas is better a better opponent than Velasquez.
He back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my bad. I was wiping my phone screen off and shit.
Would you guys? Who's a tougher opponent, Vargas or Velasquez?
I don't know. Hold on, Raider. Hold on.
It depends on, but see, but oh my bad, God, D.
Let's drive back. Let's drive back because that's like the third question, Raider. You just came in here and blew the damn topic. Let's get back to Spence. If Spence wins, we got to stay on topic. If Spence wins, we talked about if he loses. If he Johnny Boy in the building, big ups to my boy D. Salute, bro. Hey, Johnny Boy, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you for that, Johnny Boy. So if Spence wins, I say he will go fight Crawford. I say if Spence wins, then we're back on for 4 belt at 147. Jose Yepes, if you still in the building, kill that goddamn noise you talking about. This ain't the old days, buddy. If Spence wins, I think he's sincere, bro, because, you know, I talked about this earlier on the donut shop briefly. Here's the thing. Spence has said on multiple occasions already since he's been back, before he goes to 154, he wants Pacquiao and Crawford. The Danny fight is just happening, okay? It was Matt Barnes asked Spence specifically, he said, if all the money was right and the situations was clear, what is the biggest fight that you would take right now? Spence said Crawford. That was his, if everything, the money was right, the situation, it was Crawford. So one thing Spence has made totally clear is he wants to fight two guys before he leaves 147. And that was Crawford and that was
Pacquiao.
Right. So if Pacquiao and Crawford goes and fight each other and eliminates one, Spence is going after that other guy, especially because he has both of those belts. Strap season. I believe it's on and popping if Spence wins. Charles D, what you think?
I believe it's on and popping regardless. If Spence can't get that strap, like say if Spence goes in, he does what he does with Garcia and Crawford gets that fight with Pacquiao, that's 2-2. And both them men made it obvious they want to fight each other, but the timing, the paper, all that shit, especially with this pandemic, that shit's really fucking shit up. So honestly, I believe them niggas will fight behind closed doors. If it was all on the line, just like AJ said that he would do. I think I honestly believe they would fight for all the marbles on the line. I mean, granted, they won't make the paper they want with the gate and the merch and all the other shit, but they'll do it just on the strength of everything's on the line. This is it. This is legacy.
Yeah, well, I think he makes that fight if he wins. He can't make 4 belt undisputed if he loses because he won't have no damn belts to make it. So
no. I'm just saying, just on what you was just saying. If Crawford gets that Pacquiao fight, it's 2-2. Somehow they'll divvy that paper up, or somebody's going to put a solid offer on the table, because if they do it, it's not going to be no fans. You know what I'm saying?
The Saudis might break in the door for that fight.
Exactly. Well, the Saudis been doing that.
That's what I'm saying. But that's a huge fight, so they'll break
exactly.
in.
So
for that fight right there, guaranteed.
They got money to burn, and we'll get that fight.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Smoke? Spence wins. Is 147 back on?
Oh yeah, that's it's culmination of the dream. And not only that. If we get these things, or to go back to what the topic was the other day, I think we could get it by 2020, by the end of 2021.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
Which I think about heavyweight and shit. Yo, D, what you doing? Washing dishes?
No, I had to get some water. I was thirsty. So, Raider, what do you think, Raider? If Errol Spence wins, do you think he pursues Crawford and we get 4 belt undisputed?
Yeah, I think Spence is with it. I think he will. In the beginning, he wanted 2-2, but I don't know, something changed his mind and made these guys go get belts and change plans. But I think he will. I don't see why he wouldn't. I think he would.
Yeah. I mean, just because, see, the thing is this, like, so with Jose Yepes, you can't really blame Jose for feeling like he's feeling, because look how much we've been going through with this fight. And, you know, people hear Spence talking differently now, but everybody's not convinced like I'm convinced. Just because I'm convinced that he's sincere, everybody's not convinced that he's sincere. Some people think he's still going to move on to 154 without it. And so it's still that idea in people's heads. So, you know, I don't see no reason for him not to. And I'm convinced that he will fight Crawford should he win. Because, and then you got to think too, his confidence is going to be at an all-time high. He goes in there, beat Danny Garcia. He goes, I told y'all. What did I tell y'all? I'm good. I'm back. And he would be right too, because no tune-up coming right in fighting Danny Garcia. That would be hellified impressive to me, because I think it's a mistake.
Hey, but I think he would fight Manny Pacquiao before Crawford, though.
No, Ray, you're missing the point, bro. Crawford and Pacquiao would have already fought by now.
Oh, all right. That's if Crawford beats Pacquiao then.
Would have beaten Pacquiao.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that would be undisputed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would.
Right. So they would have fought already. So, you know, now, yeah, I agree with you. If Pacquiao was still holding that belt and he and Crawford hadn't fought, yeah. But he already said that anyway. In that last interview he just in the sorry guys. In the last two interviews he just did with Brian Custer and with Steven Jack, he was like, he will fight Danny, then Manny, and then Bud. But if Bud and Manny eliminate each other, he's going right after that other guy. Ain't no doubt in my mind. Whoever the winner is, he's going right after that guy.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I agree.
Yeah. So we ain't got through all the guys. I'm looking at it like this. Basically, at the end, to summarize today's discussion, bro. If Danny Garcia gets the belts, we're screwed. I think everybody agrees with this. You know, it's a lot of action right now. It's very interesting in 147. And we're not even talking about the other guys. Like, we haven't even mentioned the other guys who could potentially be a factor, like the Sean Porters, the Ugases, and you know what I'm saying? And then the guys moving up, Boots, Virgil, which Virgil won't be around long, but still they're there. But just concerning these four guys that's in the mix, Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford, that mixes things up a whole lot. Because one, it combines those belts. So we don't have belts in three different places. So it just brings a lot of excitement and a lot of talk to the 147-pound division. I think that if any of those guys win outside of Danny Garcia, I think we look good for 4-belt undisputed in 2021 at the 147-pound division. If Danny Garcia gets a hold of that belt, not so much. And that's I take that from today's discussion. Official scorecard in the building. What's good with you, fam? Charles D, what do you take away from and how you feel about everything, the 147-pound division, if Manny Pacquiao and Crawford can make this fight happen?
Well, that'll make the undisputed shit one fight closer. I can tell you that shit. Where the fuck did he went? Yeah, walked off.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it makes the shit that much closer. But I mean, the same shit can be said about. I don't want to throw that out there. But if it does happen and Bud wins, shit should be interesting because I don't see how the fuck this shit doesn't happen. Unless, like you said, Danny beats Spence. Shit, we back at square one.
Right. That's the wild card in this whole situation to me is Danny Garcia.
The only reason why Danny Garcia is the wild card is because Keith Thurman doesn't have a whiff of a title shot right now, because he'd be the other guy that you know you're not going to get undisputed with if he gets the title.
Right.
But other than that, I think like the idea, the all-time great Hall of Famer now is leaving the division. They used to have a few active at the same time. So now there's just like a little bit low. Guys there still have flaws. They're working it out. But, you know, I think the present is exciting. For me, fight of the year 2019 came out of the welterweight division with Spence and Porter. It was action-packed from round 1 through round 12. And, you know, you could pick the winner, you know, pick 'em fight kind of thing at the beginning and at the end, right? So, you know, I think the welterweight division is nice.
Right. Raider.
Well, so what was the question? I missed it.
No, well, we were just kind of summarizing basically, you know, the 4 guys we talked about and if this Manny Pacquiao Crawford fight could happen. And then basically we said that if Danny was to go in there and beat Spence, then I kind of feel like that 147 undisputed wouldn't happen next year.
Yeah, I can't see Danny going for undisputed. I don't know why. I don't think he likes risking it, trying to lose his belts. Like you guys said, he's gonna try to milk the shit out of it, and fight maybe lower level competition just to keep those belts, you know, and instead of trying to lose and risk losing everything.
Look what Danny just my bad, D, but look what Danny just did. Danny was #1 in the WBO to fight Crawford. That motherfucker took a $2 million pay cut to fight Granados instead of fighting Bud. He's gonna avoid Bud.
Yeah. And then
that Spence pay-per-view is better.
Before Charles, look, here's something else we didn't mention. Raider mentioned, which we all agree with this, that he'll fight Mikey Garcia if he wins that, right? But here's another big money fight for him, and he can continue to avoid Crawford. Give the rematch to Thurman.
Oh shit! If you're gonna do that, then if he does that, he's gonna do it to Porter.
Or Porter. He'll give the rematch to them, and that's another avenue to avoid Crawford. He'll never beat Crawford.
He's gonna wanna avenge them losses.
The issue, the only really issue is whether or not those guys draw. I think it's not really so much about avoiding Crawford as a personality. It's about that money. If Danny Garcia can make $10 million fighting Terence Crawford, he will make $10 million fighting Terence Crawford.
If Danny Garcia could make, let me say this, Smoke. If Danny Garcia got those 2 belts and he could make $10 million fighting Crawford, but he could make $7 million fighting Mikey and then another $7 million fighting Thurman, he going to Mikey in the Thurman route. And
you got that right. Yep.
You damn right, because that's exact.
Twice on Sunday. And twice on all day, every day, and twice on Sunday.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what his goofy ass did with Granados. That nigga took that $2 million pay cut and made that shit back up on bullshit.
Because look, those 2 fights, that's 7 and 7. He said, shit, I might still have my belts and could get another 7. He ain't gonna sell for that one.
Yeah. 100% agree. That's the time that from the outside looking in, that's the kind of time that Danny and Angel are on.
Yes, sir.
Hey, D, I didn't hear what you say. You were cutting off. What'd you say?
No, I said that if Danny Garcia could say, okay, I can get 10 million for this Crawford fight, and it's the 4 belt, but I could get 7 for Mikey and 7 for Thurman. He going to Mikey in the Thurman route. He's still
hell yeah.
Money, you know what I mean?
He ain't unifying shit.
And Thurman is still a draw. We got to remember that. Even though he lost, and his mouthpiece and everything, he can draw in crowds. So that fight happened. Mikey, that's another draw. Mikey sold pay-per-view. That fight happened.
I'm glad you said that, D, because people in the chat keep saying, why you keep bringing up Keith Thurman? Because Keith sells, motherfucker.
He sells. You don't have to like him to know that he sells. The dude sells.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and along with
Jay Cooley, you heard that?
Along with those 2 championship belts, opens up a lot of windows for him. You know, he's gonna have a lot of options.
Bro, look how long Adrian Broner sold. He won't work for a damn, but he kept selling. He won't work for
Adrian Broner's last fight was pay-per-view against Manny Pacquiao.
and that's why he's holding out right now. 10 mil, I'm not fighting. He knows somebody's gonna pay his ass that stupid amount. They gonna pay his dumb ass that money.
That's why a lot of these guys fight to become a pay-per-view draw. Because even if you lose your belt or whatever, you still have value in this sport when you become a draw.
Danny will fight like Josecito Lopez or something right after.
Yeah,
but Josecito Lopez value went up after his performance against Keith Thurman.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said.
The problem is, so this is what Angel said. Angel said that his son makes $1 million a year just waking up and reading the paper, right? Yeah. So he's like, he is not talking about it now. Jose, if he's gonna lace him up, from what Angel, the vibe I'm getting from Angel, it's got to be for multiple millions of dollars, or else he's not even gonna fight. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, forget defending belts and all that. It looks like that they're talking about the maximum amount of paper and get the hell up out of there, period.
Yeah, well, Angel Garcia must have just woke up and started reading that newspaper from that fucking dream he was in, because Danny Garcia.
Hey, so what do you think that a Pacquiao fight then would be the most money?
Yeah. For Danny?
Yeah, for Danny.
Yeah.
Danny's going to take that fight regardless.
Yeah, he would listen, Danny Garcia would not turn down a Pacquiao fight.
Hell, there's no fighter in the fucking welterweight division is going to turn that fight down, especially if he has a strap and he has the WBA.
Hey, so let's do it this way then. So you said if Crawford beats Pacquiao, right? Danny's not going to fight Crawford. Right. But if Pacquiao beats Crawford,
we went over that before you jumped on. That fight happened. Then we get 147 again, because Danny will run for that fight. He'll run right to that fight.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, because it's for a good. See, that scenario changes if Pacquiao wins, because now it's not 10 million 7-7. It's like 20 million 7-7. So forget about that. You know what I'm saying? Because Pacquiao, he goes right for that fight, and he probably has confidence that he can beat Pacquiao. He's not confident he can beat Crawford, or he'd have fought him already.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're confident. If they were confident that they could beat Crawford, when they made that initial deal before Khan, they'd have jumped all over it. That's right up their alley, cherry picking Garcia. They don't call him cherry picking for nothing. If he thinks he can win the fight for $3 million, he'd have jumped all over that.
Yeah.
So it is. But anyway, guys, Charles D, give me some closing thoughts, fam. Good discussion. I appreciate you joining the panel, kicking it with me today. You there, Charles?
Oh, my bad. I was rolling something up. I had my shit on mute.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do that too. Yeah, give me
what was the closing thoughts?
Your closing thoughts. I don't know what yours are.
oh, shit. I'm about to burn some cheesecake, nigga. Hopefully we get these fights, man. Shit need to get settled, man.
Yeah.
Fight fans are getting cheated. Look at all these potential fights we talking about. What if we actually got them? Discussion to go a whole lot better.
That's a fact.
Man, all you fools be smoking weed, huh?
Yeah, dog. It's a cultural thing. Give me some closing thoughts, Raider.
Nah, well, thanks for having me on. I came a little late, like always.
Better late than never.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. That welterweight division. I don't know who Pacquiao's gonna choose to fight next, but I hope it's Crawford. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Smoke, Charles. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, peace out.
Appreciate you, Raider. Appreciate you coming through. Real quick before you go, Smoke. Willie Williams, right at the end, my man. Willie, appreciate you, my man. He said, salute D Panel in the chat. I got Spence beating Garcia. Even if Garcia knocks out Spence T, Spence gonna win. Actually, I got Spence winning it all. Hey, I don't mind that, Willie Williams. And I'm gonna tell you this, Willie. If my man Spence comes back and he beats Danny Garcia impressively, I'm right with you, my man. He winning it all. So appreciate the super chat, Willie Williams. Get this smoke give me some closing thoughts, fam.
What's up, man? Yeah, another, it's I like these discussions. I like the format. I think it works really well, and I definitely like the topic today. I'm excited about the division and these unification fights. All of the matchups, actually, said all the combinations were fights I want to see. So, yeah, I'm down for 147. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks for having me. Peace out to the panel. Peace out to the chat. Everybody enjoy.
Well, I always appreciate you coming on, bro, and hope you can make it through Monday. We'll be back 12 o'clock Monday, guys. Speaking Mind Sports Talk Live daily, Monday through Friday at 12. Another thing before I go, I wanted to tell all you guys, I wanted to thank all you, Charles, we still on, dog. I want to thank all you guys for the information y'all be sending me, because I have to come up with topics every day so we can have something to discuss. So all of the emails and the DMs and the text messages for you guys that have my personal phone number that y'all send me with these stories and reports, keep sending them. I appreciate it, bro, because it helps me with my ideas on what we're going to do on these shows day after day, because it's not easy to come up with something different and a different idea to talk about every single day. But you guys are helping a lot, helping out a lot. Samuel, Boxing Monster, Benedict, the list goes on and on. You guys always sending stuff in. Hey, D, check this out. Really appreciate it. That's what family is about. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk family is on 1,000 right now. And y'all know how I always end this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.